into that gank at the tower. He also lost his top tower, and Misfortune now has 3 kills on the Singapore Sentinels. And if an AD carry gets that fed early on, it's going to be quite hard to stop her from going into the late game.
Yeah, you can see here right now, Annie is starting to make her way down to that bottom lane. They don't want to lose this turret. Darkness has to shove them off of this because it's getting very, very low here. He has to prevent this from going down, because once it goes down, they're going to be in trouble. They don't want to give up this advantage that they picked up early on. Kailing comes in here. He's got that stun prime. Green Tea is going to get stunned, but lots of damage coming down onto Kailing right now. The Ignite is down on him as well. Darkness really, really eager to pick up this kill on Green Tea. Will Misfortune be able to make it here in time? He's going to use that flash. And right now, Mr. Albus decides not to give chase, because even though he's got that flash, he knows that Misfortune has got to be on her way back into that lane. This is going to be tough for him to deal with, though, because LY4 does have that red and blue buff. He's going to be able to apply that slow as well as the true damage. Oh, you can see the double up there, dealing massive amounts of damage. Garnet Devil, though, is making his way into the lane.
That's a great play by Mr. Albus there. Realized that he was the support, that the support was taking most of the damage from SGS there, and managed to jump onto Kailing and force Darkness to flash away as well. It looks like LY4 is in a bit of trouble here. Garnet Devil is seen, has to flash early. Arcane Shift comes up for Albus, misses the Q there. Garnet Devil is stunned by Annie. Exhaust goes down on Mr. Albus as well. LY4 is going to escape with just a bit of health.
Well, that was scary for him there, but he actually managed to get away, and that's what matters. Over at the mid lane, it looks like Chowi's not having that great of a time against Orianna. CS is 34 to 42 right now.
He has an Avarice Blade on Gangplank. That's not something you commonly saw, especially during Season 2. I haven't seen it being used on Gangplank in Season 3 so far. He does have that tier, so he's going to be able to put out a lot of parlays, a lot of harass onto RT and last hit as well. He's going to be able to get quite a bit of gold just by last hitting creeps with this parlay, as it does give extra gold if you get the last hit on the minions.
Let's have a look at the goal right here. Even though they managed to take out that early turret, yep, Misfortune is down on CS, but those kills and that early turret have really allowed her to maintain that goal lead. She's sitting at 2,600 gold compared to Ezreal, who's just at 2,000. Of course, she's gone back to shop as well, so she's come in to the lane straight away with a Brutalizer.
So it looks like both teams just going to be farming out right now. A lot of action during the early game, especially due to the fact that Hallelujah was able to gank top lane in an early tower dive. Garnet Devil looks like he's going to be going to Chowi while the camera spazzes away. He does get pulled back by the ultimate by Orianna, but they do not manage to kill him there. Chowi didn't even have to burn his flash in that situation.
They did use the Orianna ult, though. So him getting away from that one, he's going to have a slightly easier time now that the ult is down. Still got a lot of health there. He managed to pick up the flask, and it looks like he'll probably be going for a Mana Mune.
Most likely, and I do think Chowi's going to have the most gold in this game pretty soon if he keeps last hitting with those parlays. Especially if he is maxing his Q right now, it's going to give him a significant amount of gold, especially with that Avarice Blade. And he's going to have all the mana he wants.
There's a new passive on the Avarice Blade. It allows you to gain gold on last hits as well. So if you have, if you combo it with Parlay, you're actually picking up quite a fair bit of gold on each last hit that you get there. So even though Chowi's already picked up on gold there, they actually went for a dive onto Artie. Huge dive there with Gangplank. Using his ult, and Malphite and Jarvan coming in there.
Yep, so
that was really fast.
Chowi did manage to pick up the kill here, which does count as a last hit for his Avarice Blade there. Going to give him a bit more gold. Mr. Albus and Green Tea are going to try and zone out LY4 and Kailing there. Mr. Albus does have a level above LY4, but Green Tea is one level below them.
Bottom lane looks like they're getting aggressive on Green Tea here. LY4 wants to pick up this kill. The exhaust is down. In comes the True Shot Barrage. LY4 getting very low there. Mr. Albus shuts him down. That's going to give him quite a fair bit of bonus gold there. And that was not the best trade of all, because it was a support for the AD carry.
Once again, great play by AHQ's bot lane. They realized that the support once again is taking all the crowd control and all the damage coming out from the Singapore Sentinels. Mr. Albus and Green Tea reacted fantastically, used the exhaust onto LY4 and allowed Mr. Albus to put down 3 damage onto her. Almost picking up a double kill there, but just didn't have that much mobility to chase down Kailing.
Looks like things are pretty quiet on the map right now. None of the teams trying to go for invasion on the enemy objectives. There just isn't enough map control for them to do so. Warding is a little bit poor right now for the Singapore Sentinels at this bot lane. I don't see much vision at all for them. You can see they're pretty much wardless on the entire map. What is this? This is the first time I've seen a competitive match where the entire map is blind for one side. And we do see finally Kailing decides that he needs to put down those wards, picking up the Sightstone very early on.
Looks like Singapore Sentinels might be going for a dragon here. Malphite has come down. His teleport is up as well, so there's no risk of losing that top turret.
LY4, and no vision here. We don't know what's going on.
Blind True Shot Barrage comes out as well, but doesn't manage to do much for them. So first dragon of the game going to the Singapore Sentinels. It looks like Darkness here is not even going to use his teleport to get back up to the top lane, just going to walk up there.
And right now there is a 2,000 goal lead for the Singapore Sentinels, so quite a nice position for them to be in.
Meanwhile, we do see bottom lane, Mr. Albus and Greetsy still trying to get that turret there. This Forge is trying to make them back away from it. Albus putting out those pokes onto LY4. He's actually pretty low, so they might lose this tower here unless Hallelujah managed to come in for the gank, but it looks like they are going to back away from the tower.
LY4, there has to be very, very careful. Green Tea hasn't hit level 6 though, so he's got a little bit less to worry about. He's finally decided to go back. It's going to be up to Hallelujah and Kailing to hold this, and I think that they decide it is not worth it because there's always the possibility that a gank comes in, and I think that was the right choice because you can see here Garnet Devil is waiting in the flank, just trying to go in for that dive, I'm sure, if they decided to defend the turret.
Having a look at the creep score right now, we do see that Mr. Albus does have almost 100 creeps, sitting at 99 there. Mid laner RT is sitting at 88. Top lane Cho'Gath, who did get shut down pretty hard early, sitting at 62 creeps. Evelyn only at 48 in the jungle, while the support, scumbag supports on both teams have stolen 2. LY4 is a little bit behind, but those 4 kills are going to make up for that. And
but you know what's crazy? Just look at how much gold Chowie has. He's only got a single kill and an assist, but because of that blade, average blade, paired up with his parlay, he's managed to acquire 4,500 gold, 1,000 gold lead over the opponent's AP mid.
And look at that, he's picking up 34 gold from each last hit on a melee minion and almost 24 gold on each last hit on a range minion.
Oh, we're going to see a big push here by AHQ. They want this mid turret. Is Gangplank going to burn his ult to get them off it? He is not going to do that. This is going to be a free mid turret for AHQ. I don't know if they should have let them do that.
The lack of warding the top left of the river allowed AHQ to just sneak in without Chowie knowing that there were 5 people there. It looks like Singapore Sentinels are going to try and respond with five members mid to try and respond and take down this mid tower, which is at half health. AHQ are going to try and get back in time. Mr. Albus is making his way up while Green Team's putting wards down. Darwin does take a little bit of damage there.
Oh, in goes the anti-bear, the huge combo LY4 with the bullet time. They're just picking people up. So much AoE damage, and SGS is running amok here in the back line. Mr. Albus decides to strike back. Is he going to chase them down here? He has to watch out though because it is 4 versus 2. They could easily turn around here. SGS goes right in there. They're going to try to get Mr. Albus. The flash comes in. Garnet Devil gets picked up by LY4, and that is going to be a nice play from the Singapore Sentinels, picking up the mid turret as well as 3 kills. I think 4 kills. Sona did come back from that one.
Singapore Sentinels responded fantastic to that mid lane takedown of their own turret. Went back for the push onto AHQ here, and the fantastic flash bear combo from Kailing, along with the knockout from Hallelujah, the Darkness ultimate, Chowie's ultimate, and LY4's bullet time just decimated AHQ. No response from them. They went down 4 for 1 there.
And this is what we were talking about during the champ select. They're going to be crazy. There's going to be crazy AoE damage coming in from SGS. They've got so much initiation power as well in terms of just Gangplank being able to slow people down with his cannon barrage. Annie just being able to just flash in there and drop Tibbers like what she did just now. And it's just devastating that AHQ couldn't do anything. 2 of the members just died. They just melted before there was any response whatsoever.
They should. And having a look at the items, Chowie is going for a static shift with a VF sword along with his Tear of the Goddess there. That's quite an unconventional build even in this new patch. And we do see the Brutalizer and Bloodthirster picked up on Misfortune. He is going to be picking up that Black Cleaver, and it's going to allow the Black Cleaver to be applied to all members that do get hit by the bullet time. Allow him to get max stacks as soon as possible during team fights. Mr. Albus does have red buff here. It's going to scare away Misfortune a little bit, but she does have the item advantage at the moment.
Very, very interesting build here we're seeing on Gangplank, and that's one of the best things about Season 3 has been the change in the variety of builds. We wouldn't normally have seen something like Blade of Avarice being picked up on Gangplank, and right now we're seeing Brutalizer being picked up on Misfortune, something also that we didn't really see in Season 2, so lots of new items being picked up here. The Crystalline Flask as well being a very popular choice as a starting item because of just how much sustain that it gives you.
In Season 2, we used to see quite a static item build throughout both teams in any game, normally being IEPD or Triforce into Bloodthirster or Last Whisper at bottom lane. Mid lane, we're always trying to rush Rabadons and Void Staff. Sometimes they get an ROA or Will of the Ancients. And top lane, normally just going for that tanky build or the Triforce build. But now with the new items and changes to the other items in this new patch, there's been quite a bit of diversity in the item builds. You can even see on AHQ a lot of Aegis being picked up on Cho'Gath, which was not uncommon during Season 2. But normally Cho'Gath would go for that tanky build instead. And we even
the Dragon's coming up at 1554. That's why the teams have gathered up here. SGS has no idea what's coming in here. Hallelujah, getting blasted down. Oh, the burst damage. It was inhumane, and right now it's going to be 4v5 at the Dragon. They've managed to catch out Kailing. And Kailing is too low on health to come in here. If he does come in here, it's going to be big trouble for him. Green Key is going to be sent there to zone him out, plant that ward as well. And are we going to see LY4 putting down the bullet time? The Dragon is always a tight area for the team to be fighting in. In goes Malphite. He only manages to land his ult on one person, but Mr. Albus here, look at the burst damage from Chowie and LY4 just melting his face there. Nothing is left of it right now. And Ezreal just got blasted way up. They managed to pick up Sona over there in the Tri-Brush.
that was a 3-for-0 exchange to the Singapore Sentinels there. And they
in a 4v5.
Not even a 4v5, it was a 3v5. Kailing didn't even manage to get back in time for that fight.
That was huge there. A very, very strong victory there. And Chowie's going to push ahead, trying to get Artie. Doesn't want to be greedy, and that's a really good choice for him. I mean, he doesn't need to be greedy right now. He's got lots and lots of kills under his belt. He's got 7 assists, sorry. Not kills, but he's got 7 assists.
I always love these strategies that Singapore Sentinels come out with, especially their shield comp. Now we see this crit plank, almost crit plank comp coming out with Boots of Swiftness here. Something you normally see in normal games in Season 2, Boots of Swiftness, crit plank, gangplank, which is being used in a competitive game right now.
At this point, the Singapore Sentinels are at 29,000 gold, almost a 6,000 gold lead, and the fact that it's a 6,000 gold lead is already bad, but what makes it even worse, and it's almost like a nail in the coffin here, is the fact that that goal is all belonging to LY4 and Chowie. The mid lane and the AD carry, just look at how far ahead they are in gold. 7.9k, almost 8,000 gold on LY4, 7.6k on Chowie. The closest contender there is Ezreal, who's only at 6k.
And the only downside to this team composition that SGS are pulling out is that they don't have a really big magic damage dealer. RT, look at that burst from one crick and status shift proc.
Half his health, dude.
Half of Artie's health with his shield on top of him. That gives him extra MR, extra armor, and a shield as well. And he still gets poked down half health. Green Tea getting poked a little bit there as well. Whenever that static shiv is up, just by walking from Chowie, you're able to put out quite a bit of poke onto the enemy team. And as I was saying, one way the AHQ could counter this team composition is to build good amounts of armor, is because most of the ability power damage is going to Kailing and to Darkness, but they're not building very heavy ability power items. But we did see Prize has picked up a Rod of Ages, and it doesn't look like Devil here is going for any sort of tanky builds as well, so they are lacking on armor and health, which is allowing SGS to dominate in this game.
I was just having a look at Gangplank's crit. He's got 36% crit chance right now, and he's going to be building up towards that Infinity Edge. He's at, how much gold is he at? He's at 1,100. So he's going to be able to pick that up really soon. They're trying to go in here. Are they going to go in? Garnet double pops the ult. Darkness is being caught out here. The silence is on him. The consume, the feast rather, it gets used on him as well. But he's going to walk out of there alive.
So now we do see a little bit more ability power items being built on Malphite. That's going to help his team with the burst damage out. Not like they need that much burst right now with Gangplank's parlay, the combo from Bullet Time, Jarvan, Malphite ult, Annie ult. I don't see how AHQ can survive the combo. Look at those home guard boots.
I love home guard boots. You know what's the best part about home guard boots? Teleport home guard.
Oh,
Who wants to see teleport home guard being used? If you get that combo off, you're gonna have such sick initiation.
My goodness,
It's like Shurelia's on
teleport.
crack. Home guard
Darkness
boots.
does have teleport as well.
Ah,
If he
I
gets
know.
the Shurelias on top of this, that would be something.
Oh
something
my
to
goodness,
see.
I can see him blazing across the map right now. Home guard, it basically gives you a 200 movement speed boost. How nuts is that?
Oh my goodness.
They are going to go in here. They know that a couple of the spells are on cooldown. They know Cho'Gath Feast is on cooldown. Oh, it's off cooldown already.
And Eve is at bot lane right now, so it is a 4v5. Sentinels is going to take advantage of that and push all the way down this mid lane. Eve is still at bottom lane, hasn't decided to back yet. But Sentinels looks like they're going to try and take another objective. Looks like they're going to aim for this top lane. That's going to help them out because it's going to make Evelyn walk all the way down from bottom to top.
This is
take
the,
her even
the
more
perfect
time.
move. If they continued at the mid, that would have been a bad move. And here we go. Kyling goes in there. Who's he going for? He's going to go for green tea. In goes Darkness as well. The bullet time comes in here. Magic deals so much damage, but Darkness is tanking the turret there. Did they get a little bit too nuts there? They went for a very deep dive. Didn't manage to pick up any kills. They lost Annie. Kyling, I think, took too much damage as he was walking in there for the stun.
And Eve's coming around from the back here. Might be able to get some damage off. He's in the middle of the team though. Devil puts down the ultimate, slows down Hallelujah. He's going to take it out, reload. The Ignite goes up, Cataclysm, but he does get taken down. Chowie's coming from the back here, gets stunned though. The heal from Green Team, not enough. Chowie does take down Eve there. Ezreal does manage to take down Malphite. Mr. Albus and LY4 chasing down. And looks like Chowie's going to fight Prize here.
Chowie in the
Dodges the
back line.
rupture. Prize is taken really low, gets taken down by the poison and the red buff combo. Mr. Albus chasing onto Chowie here. LY4 is there. He's going to put out the parlay onto Mr. Albus. Will he kill him? Double kill for Mr. Chowie. LY4 takes out Soda. Ultimate comes out for Albus there. Ignite goes over the wall. He is very low. The Ignite is still on him. Not going to be enough though. It looks like a 4-for-4 exchange in this extended team fight. Chowie being an absolute boss, running up and parlaying everybody in that fight.
The damage on that parlay, and he didn't even have his Infinity Edge up yet. Now that he's got it, finally, he's gonna be so sick. On top of that, he's got 1,300 gold in the bank. And what is he gonna be picking up with that? I don't even want to know, because he's gonna be putting out even more damage after he picks up that next item.
My goodness.
I have a feeling he's gonna go for another BF sword. I can't see what else he'd be picking up with this much gold saved up. He's got 1,400 gold saved up. So he's probably gonna go for another BF sword.
And I can't believe we are actually seeing a crit, Boots of Swiftness crit
Oh
plank.
no, he's gone for the Mana Mune.
Boots of Swiftness crit plank being used in a competitive game right now and being used effectively as well by Chowie for the Singapore Sentinels. They do have that Mana Mune on him now. He's going to try and get that into the Muramana so his auto attacks do that extra damage. And if I'm not mistaken, does Muramana count as an on-hit effect when you activate his passive?
Yes, it should work. Anyway, it doesn't matter because it works on spells. Muramana works on spells as well, so you don't have to. It doesn't matter if whether or not it applies. It'll work regardless.
That hook coming out from Chowie is going to be devastating to AHQ. I foresee he's going to be able to almost one-shot the support AD or AP mid right now.
And it's a 46% chance to crit. That means it's almost 50-50 whether you're going to take a huge chunk of damage from Chowie.
My goodness, one auto attack onto the range minion. There's 666 damage.
Oh, Chowie trying to go in here. Is he going to be able to get the shot onto Pride?
Gets the shot.
Oh, wow. Look
Quite
at
a
the
bit of damage
there.
going onto a Cho'Gath.
That was about 300 damage from a single shot. If that crits, we're going to be seeing about 600 to 700 damage from one shot from Chowie.
Singapore Sentinels zoning away AHQ from the short route back to the mid lane. Not Archie, sorry. Albus had to teleport home instead of walking back. The two-shot barrage does come out to try and deter Singapore Sentinels from pushing on. Not too much damage taken from that though, due to the fact that the minions could tank that there. does look like Singapore Sentinels are going to try and stick around and push out this mid lane.
They still haven't taken down the top turret. I kind of didn't agree with their dive over at the top lane earlier on. I felt like they should have just taken out the top turret instead of going for such a crazy dive. And right now they look to be a little bit indecisive as to whether or not they want to go in here. The lanes aren't pushed out in their favor, so them wasting their time here is not the best thing, because over at the bottom and the top lane, they're going to be missing out on that farm.
Sure, well, we do have a 7k gold advantage for the Singapore Sentinels right now, only almost 25 minutes into the game. Baron is still up, so it looks like both teams are going to try and contest for Baron pretty soon. Singapore Sentinels do have the upper hand right now, so they will have the opportunity to try and force the Baron out.
Oh my goodness, 954 damage crit from Gangplank. That is just sick.
And he's going to have also that static shift proc as well if he hasn't attacked for quite some time, and even just moving around is going to proc the static shift. The more he moves around, the more spells and the more attacks he does, going to proc static shift even more. It's going to make him a devastating poke champion right now.
So watch out here though, he's alone, and he could very well get jumped. And this late in the game, you don't want to get killed alone, because it'll open up the possibility for the enemy picking up the Baron. Misfortune noticing that they focused all of their attention on the top lane. LY4 is going to try to go down mid, but to no avail there, because really, there's not enough time for him to get there. It looks like the Singapore Sentinels are going to be gathering up right now. What is their next move going to be? LY4, I think he wants to go back, purchase those items. He's got the Quicksilver Sash. Last Whisper picked up right now, so big damage coming in from him.
Misfortune is going to be putting out a ton of damage during these team fights. Gangplank is as well. Before and after the team fight starts, his poke from his Q is going to be devastating. He has returned to base. Looks like he might pick up another item here. Does go for a little bit more tanky build there. Picks up a Chain Vest. Still only has a Mana Muni there. Hasn't converted it into a Mura Mana. Just waiting for the stacks there.
He just needs a little bit more mana. So it changes after 750 mana. A very short while.
So he needs to use just about 4 to 5 spells to get that to max stacks there. AHQ have been farming out for a little bit of time here. Singapore Sentinels and AHQ have not had a really big team fight just yet. Chowie looks like he's going to try and get a look at that damage on the Pride. The tankiest champion on AHQ. Almost just about taking one, no, not exactly 1/4 of his health, but almost getting down the with an Orianna shield on top of that as well.
They are going to be hanging a little bit far behind since they're waiting for Malphite to come in here.
Malphite does have that teleport up, and if he does come from base, he's going to have, as you said before, that home guard speed boost there.
Oh, they're tanking the turret here. Why are they doing this without Malphite here? I think it's a bit of a risky maneuver. No need to rush this. They've got a very nice lead. 7,000 gold in the bag. I don't think that they should be rushing to end the game here. They've got a very nice
Kyling jumps over the wall, Art goes down, Darkness follows up, Artie's getting really low, Cataclysm goes on, but he just managed to get taken out by the ult from Chowie there. Darkness is very low, Prize flashes for it, ultimate comes up for LY4, Cho'Gath does manage to get taken out. Double kill for Chowie, flashes there, gets the kill to Sona! The cross-hand Gangplank shot there, killing Sona with style.
Chowie, nerf Chowie please, look at that, 8-1. Mura Mana is up. Let's just have a look at how much damage one of his parlays does. I'm going to keep good track of how much. Oh my goodness, half the health of Evelyn goes down there. And this shot is going to get...
No!
Yes.
Oh! The poison from his passive and red buff there.
The unofficial pentakill, you know, basically. He just finished off a triple and he picked up that double. This is going to be crazy for SGS Chowie. Putting the team on his back with that... Crazy Gangplank play.
Crazy Gangplank. Crit Plank finally seen in competitive play, and that was absolutely amazing to watch just then.
Wow. After watching how well AHQ played yesterday, I thought that the Singapore Sentinels would actually be having a little bit of a tough time, but they just went through that game like it was nothing.
My goodness.
And I have to say that LY4 and Chowie was so good. They just performed so well in that match.
They played fantastically, and I still can't get over the fact that they used Crit Plank in a competitive game, and they used it effectively as well. Not only is it a poke champion, but it's a champion that does well in team fights too.
I mean, there was nobody who could jump on him because they had such a massive front line. The bullet time was almost zoning out the entire enemy team. It was like they couldn't come close to crit plank.
Especially due to the fact that LY4 managed to get pretty fed early on. That bullet time was a devastating factor in each team fight. So AHQ did worry about their position, trying to get out of bullet time so much, but it allowed Chowie to get into a better position to deal massive amount of damage with all that crit and static shift procs he was getting.
And I know I've been like talking about how impressive Chowie's crit plank is, but I have to say that the entire team did so well in that match. We saw Hallelujah coming in with that level 2 gank. It was big. It was so big. That play was a huge play, and it allowed them to pick up that top turret early on, allowed LY4 to snowball so strong in that game. And
not to mention, Kyling on any support here, so many flash initiates onto the enemy team. The final fight was all his initiation there. He put down a ward, which AHQ did put a pink ward down in return, and he was just waiting by the wall to flash over when they came for the last hit of the wall.
It was like a bait. It was a ward bait. It was such a great ward bait onto Artie, and I'm sure that Singapore Sentinels must be so happy with that victory. A great first game for them here. And I just can't wait to see more exciting matches here in the GPL. We're going to be watching the Manila Eagles up against the Bangkok Titans in the next match. And if you guys are excited as I am, I bet you guys can't wait for when we come back with more action. So we'll see you guys in a short while.
Jackie! Frost are in the finals.
League of Legends is played in 5 versus 5 team combat. Each player controls an individual champion, using its unique abilities to aid allies and destroy enemies. Each team has a base filled with minions, turrets, and most importantly, the Nexus. The first team to push into the enemy base and destroy their Nexus wins the game. Players kill enemy minions, turrets, and champions to acquire gold and experience, growing stronger over the course of the match. Gold purchases powerful items, while experience allows a champion to level up and improve their special abilities. The scoreboard at the top of the screen shows you how many champion kills and how much gold each team has acquired. While these numbers are good indicators of how each team is performing, the only thing that matters is the destruction of the Nexus. No game is truly over until the final seconds.
Ayan!
Good evening sa lahat ng nanonood ngayon.
And we are live. So, kanina napanood nyo, Game 1 ng GPL ngayong gabi was between SGS and AHQ, and a very good fight coming from SGS. Their strategy, that gangplank. Yun ang masasabi ko.
Sobrang ngayon sa season natin ngayon sa GPL, marami tayong unorthodox na build na makikita ngayon. Nakita nyo kanina, Ani support. Sobrang,
yes.
di ba?
Pero grabe yung initiation nun. Flash kung flash eh. Kahit mamatay siya, basta makapatay yung team ko.
Nakita ko kanina sacrifice. Tapos, the rest sunod na.
Ayan, so lahat nakaka-tune in pala at kanina pa nag-aantay, medyo nakita namin yung mga comments nyo. Good evening, I'm GM Schiff and
I am JG Sphere.
wala kayong magagawa. So far hanggat wala dito si GM Yao, tayo magkakasama. Nakita namin yung comments nyo. So ayan nga. Unfortunately, GM Yao is not available tonight due to some important matters, same as yesterday. Pero soon enough, hindi mawawala sa scene ng ating beloved na si GM Yao. Antay-antay lang kayo. Okay, so game 2 natin ngayong gabi, MLE versus Bangkok Titans. So far, kung napanood nyo yung game 1 kahapon, Bangkok Titans really did own KLH. Hindi yan. There are a lot of speculations kung humina ba yung KLH or kung lumakas ang BKT. Pero nonetheless, they really made and played a good show last night.
Sobrang ganda ng pinakita ng BKT.
For MLE naman, yun nga, unfortunately, they tried a different strategy, but since first time nilang kalabanan ng TPA at TPA yan, ayun ang nangyari.
Pero yun nga, hindi natin masisisi yung MLE knowing na, well, TPA, champion yan eh. Hindi lang sa Southeast Asia, pero sa buong mundo, yan ang naging champion natin.
Yes, yan. So, again, sa lahat ng nagko-comment dyan, nababasa namin kung gusto nyo mabate, post lang kayo. Kung may comment kayo sa akin, alam ko, I'm not that good. Looking, okay. So, credit sa inyo kung sino mo mag-comment dyan. Napaka-honest yung mga tao.
Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Nonetheless, babatiin ko lang na happy birthday si Gigi Sphere. So, sa lahat ng bumabarog sa kanya ngayon, ipas nyo muna. Next week na yan.
Okay lang, thank you sa lahat ng bumati sa akin sa Facebook.
Okay. So, ayan.
Tapos magsalita eh.
Bakit?
Sige na nga ito. Ngayon lang, sige.
Going back to what happened last night, ayun nga, the highlights for last night for Emily's fight against TPA is that wala silang naging ADR. So,
Wala ding AP carry.
yun, wala ring AP carry and they were punished for it. Hopefully, in this match for them tonight, medyo pakitaan naman tayo na mas exciting na laban.
Mataas ang expectation ko sa laban na ito.
Yes.
Knowing na MLE versus BKT, ito nga mapapanood natin ngayong gabi.
Pero yun nga, kahit na anong gawin sabihin ng iba, kahit sabihin mong BKT was the last in terms of rankings last season, they really made a strong impression last night. Ang daming nagulat, hindi nila akalain na ganun katindi. Yung yung dinala nilang bagyo dito sa GPL. And nonetheless, eto sa lahat ng nanonood, alam ko nanonood lang, maraming nanonood para sa ating watch and win. So same procedures as last night sa lahat ng di nakakaalam. After the match of BKT against MLE, we will be posting a question in the LOL Facebook fan page. The first 20 na makakasagot ng tama, unedited at nababasa namin will receive the listed skins dito sa nakikita nyong screen. So
at
for
ayan, kung mapapansin nyo, sobrang dami ng pamimigay nating skins ngayong gabi. At kaya unahan lang sa pagsagot dun sa Facebook fanpage ng LOLPH.
Yes. So
dun sa facebook.com/LOLPH.
okay.
Nandun lahat.
So denominations natin yan, first place or the first to get the correct or to post the correct answer will win a surprise party Fiddlesticks. The next 3 correct answers, so it's the second hanggang 4th ranking will receive a victorious Jarvan skin. From 5th place hanggang 10th place will receive the Judgment Kyle skin, and from 10th place to 20th place, ayan, nakita nyo, assorted list of skins yan. And yan,
yung mga skins na marireceive nyo pag nanalo kayo dito sa
nag-aantay na lang tayo sa lahat ng tataka kung ba't hindi pa nag-start yung game. We're just waiting for the other regions to go inside the room, pero complete na tayo, we're good to go. For the meantime, babati muna tayo.
Ayan, ako muna. Magbabati lang ako yung mga manlalaro ng LOL sa CFR. Ayan, si Brian Maestrong Pugot, and Jansen Sales, tropa ni Pugot. Ayan, si Romel, team chip ng LOL, Shushu, JV, Breaker 1, Oman, and si Kiot Pon.
Okay, so ayan, dito naman tayo sa
Sa mga sa comments naman sa YouTube.
Okay, so dito tayo sa comments. So, Gumel Garcia, pakigreet mo kami dito sa GG Cyber Cafe. So, sina Sisiman, Sisiman Mariveles Bataan, pakigreet din po si Pablo Gomez. Yon, birthday niya mamaya. So,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday sa'yo. So, ayan, si Verhel Rian. Ay, nawala yung...
Ayan, si Infinite Land, pinapabati ni Jay Cuadro.
Ayan. So, ayan. Huwag na kayong mambola. Alam namin gusto nyo magpabati. Kahit na sabihin yung pangat kami o gwapo, babatiin namin kayo.
Ayan, pinapabati rin ng gwapong Nirvana. Itong si Shigeno 987. At ayan. Kahit sabihin yung gwapo kami or kung ano man sabihin niyo, babatiin pa rin namin kayo.
Yes. So, yeah, we're still waiting para medyo...
Ngayon, nasa team select pa lang tayo.
Ayan, kina JM, si JM Lano, ayan. Tsaka si Joven Binamera. Ang kanyang binabati ang kanyang lobby dudes na si Judith Ann. Okay.
Ayan, at ngayon, I think papakita muna natin yung lineup ng MLE ngayon.
Ayan, lineup for MLE again, they have no 6-man. They are the standalone new lineup for Team Manila Aguilas. Starting off with the ADR, Emily Sar, followed by their support or team captain, Emily Ron. Their mid, Emily Little Panda. Sa top lane naman, Emily Capuchu and their jungler.
Emily Apathy.
Nabubulol ako. Emily Apathy. Okay. So ayan, balik muna tayo sa bati-bati portion habang nagpo-post.
Para sa BKT, ang top lane si BKT Lea. Jungle is BKT ND. Ayan, medyo nakakalito. And AP is BKT NVM as well as support BKT Ceres.
And captain nila yan.
Ayan, ang captain nila, ang best support so far na napapansin ko ngayon sa GPL. And ang kanilang AD na si BKT SKLZ.
Okay, so ayan.
Balik tayo sa ating bati-batian portion. At ayan na nga ba sinasabi ko,
okay,
batiin mo sila lahat.
Mabati sa lahat ng Kill Steal Reflex Clan na nanonood from Freeman092. At ayan.
ayan pala.
Tama, I would agree to Clyde Nahera. Okay, pagtingin mo sa MLE, sila
puro
large. Pagtingin mo sa BKT, medyo, small hanggang medium. At yan, Game on na tayo kung makikita natin ang ating banning and picking face na tayo mga kaibigan.
Ay, pagdating sa mga batayan, mamaya na ulit.
Wow, ito na naman tayo.
Ayan
Mukhang
na.
maganda
Wow.
yung ano
Ayan
natin.
na ang ating introduction ng Malibu.
Okay, for the first ban, habang hindi pa naglo-load yung screen, first ban coming from Team Manila Aguilas, binan nila si Amumu. Okay, and sinagot naman to ng pag-ban ng BKT kay Katarina.
Ayan na.
Wow,
Grabe naman ang
napakaganda
nakikita
naman
natin.
ng intro natin doon, sir. Yeah.
Ayan.
Okay, so ayan. Habang naglo-load pa yung screen, next ban from Team Manila Aguilas is Shogun. So, in the past games na nakita natin, yan si Shogun, isa sa mga viable champions na ginagamit
Kanina lang
as
nakita
their
natin yun
jungle.
kung gaano kalakas yun.
Yun nga lang. Hindi siya naging successful.
Na-dance
Pero
ako.
ito, Zed would be a respect ban probably for Little Panda. Nakita nila na ginagamit to ni Little Panda since last night. Malaman nila sa DPA. So, I would assume that this is a respect ban. And
So, ayun nga, ito na yung second
for
game natin ngayon.
for the first time na naglaro ang MLE ngayong gabi, yan, napag-isipan na nila na i-ban si
Ito na
Shane.
yung pangalawang araw natin.
Yes.
At ayun nga, nagkakatansyahan na sila ngayon kung ano yung mga pwede nilang i-bans
Yes.
sa bawat sa kalaban.
And last but not the least, hindi mawawala sa banning scene. Ito, so far, I could say it's 80 to 100% that every time that you would play the GPL, hanggat si Kha'Zix imposibleng magamit yan, laging nababan. For the first pick, Team Manila Aguilas has chosen Nocturne. Probably this is a comfort champion for
Emily,
Apathy. Sa mga nakakalaro sa kanya sa local seas,
Alam nila
madalas ito ang ginagamit
nila
niya
na ginagamit
with
niya
the Eternal Nocturne skin. Yun yung napansin ko. Pero on the other hand, mukhang sasagutin to ng AP and ADR picks ng
Listed
BKT.
fit.
Pero we're not yet that confirmed. Pero tingnan natin kung anong plano nila dito. So far, based dun sa mga bans, ang ayaw ng Team Manila Aguilas dito in terms of banning is more or less on the AOE or team-based compositions. In the meantime, ang ayaw naman ng BKT is on the skirmishes kung saan makakapitas ang MLE dito.
I think ang pinaka-main goal ng Emily ngayon is to burst down kaagad yung BKT. Wala silang, lahat ng wina nila ay yung mga tanky champions.
And going back to the picking, so sinagot ng BKT ang Nocturne ng MLE with picking Ezreal and Twisted Fate. So ito naman on the other hand, this is, I would guess, another intentional pick na naman kay Tarik, which is the one of the favorite champions of Ceres. So last night, nung pinili ng KLH si Tarik, pinarusahan sila ng BKT. So we'll see kung anong diskarte ang gagawin dito ng MLE, not to repeat what BKT did to KLH yesterday. So ito, with that Tarik Graves combo, this is one of the staple bot lane so far na nakita ko disregard the seasons. So stun ni Tarik, first kill, backshot ni Graves. Pag tamang-tama yung pagka-kabato niyan, lahat ng bala tatama sa'yo, Makate, sabay with the follow-through ng
Pero yun
kanyang ultimate.
as you can see, mukhang kinontra ng BKT yung Tarik having Zyra as their support.
Yes,
as
so
well as Ezreal.
disable versus disable. Pero you have to keep in mind that Zyra is more on a aggressive champion compared to Tarik, lalo na yung kapag nakuha na niya yung ultimate niya. So
yun nga, ang laking crowd control.
Emily has to watch out for that. On the other hand, eto, Jarvan as well for BKT. Nakita natin kung paano ni-utilize ng SGS si Jarvan kanina as one of the good, hindi siya yung initiator, pero as a good follow-up in team fights. And dito naman tayo, this is again, we haven't seen the full potential of Team Manila Aguilas. The last two picks for Team Manila Aguilas is Oriana, which would probably be the mid laner.
And I think ngayon, bumalik na sila sa ating usual meta na ginagamit
yes,
sa
and
laro.
we have Singe as the top. On the other hand, eto,
Matindi-tindi dito.
kahit sa local, kahit dito sa PH, medyo nakaka-trauma to pag nakakita ko ng Shaco sa rank game.
Ano eh, actually itong si Shaco, pag nagamit ito ng isang pro player,
Pero yun nga.
mahirap
Okay,
i-deal.
so ito,
Ayun, iba
iniba
ang
nila at
pinili.
ginamit nila si Nidalee, which is medyo na-own si Capucho dito
Yesterday.
kagabi.
Last
So let's
night.
see kung paano nilang didiskartehan to. And as
While
what
we're
we all,
waiting,
yan, habang nag-aantay
sa ating,
tayo, tingin-tingin muna
countdown.
tayo ng runes. So for the support, we see flat armor. So tangkihan
No
to the
doubt,
max though with
sigurado
the
yan.
health and
Tariki.
a bit of GP10 items. GP10 runes. For the jungle, attack speed, physical damage, and parang I would say this is the standard
Standard.
rune build for the jungle. For the ADR, physical
Ayan,
damage,
medyo malaki-laki.
armor pen,
Mahaba-haba.
slight crit chance, ang daming nakalista. So
Ang
ayan,
haba
tingnan
niya,
nyo na lang.
Mana regen. Ayan, aggressive.
And for Little Panda, magic penetration, mana regen, magic
Ayan.
resist, and ability power. So, if ever na dalawin siya ng jungle dito, wala siyang kahit anumang armor. So, let's see kung paano nila i-compensate yon. And with regards to Capucho, the top lane, flat armor, magic penetration, magic resist, and movement speed. Okay, going to
Ayan, sa
Ito,
BKT.
hindi na ako
di na abot, 10
hindi
seconds
na ako
na
aabot,
lang.
pero tingnan natin. Physical damage, armor, magic resist, movement speed, halos parehas sila ng build dito. And seeing TF, health, so sustain ang inahabol nila dito. And so far, we don't have more time.
Yan.
Pero yun nga, sa lahat na nagtataka kung anong ginagamit natin ngayon, we are currently using the Singapore servers as
Tournament.
as the tournament channel. Pero by next week, we are going to use the tournament realm in which mas matagal na yung pag-view natin ng kanilang mga masteries and rune builds. So far, we're just limited to the 30-second delay.
Normal time
Yes.
na ginagamit natin.
At yan, habang nag-load ng screen, Deuce
Pabati
X
raw.
Machina, GM pabati po dito sa mga classmates house, Internet Cafe. Okay, so magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Sa lahat ng nanonood, let's cross our fingers and hope that Team Manila Aguilas would put up a good fight
Ayun,
tonight.
pabati rin sa Byte Hub, Baguio. Hello sa inyo dyan. Pasa ko lang.
So ayan, so looking at the team composition, we're seeing here that both teams have tanks. Both teams have standard ADRs na hindi katulad nung kagabi.
Tatlong
Okay.
bruiser.
Okay.
Ang champion kagabi.
Pero yun nga lang, interestingly, ang mag-i-initiate dito, ang mag-i-initiate dito for Team Manila Aguilas would be Nocturne. Samantalang ang mag-i-initiate for BKT, it's either Jarvan or Twisted Fate. So tingnan, this would be an interesting team comp. Pero clash-wise, I would give credit to BKT since kahit yung support
Sobrang
nila
laki ng,
ay
CC
daming
nila.
daming CC skills. Kapag nakulong ka ni Jarvan dito at nag-ultimate si Ezreal, nag-ultimate si Zyra, sabay naglabas ng card si TF at hindi ka makaalis. Sabay may spear pa ni Nidalee.
Sobrang daming,
Kapag naiwan ka
dapat
dun sa
iwasan.
gitna, good luck. On the other hand naman, Team Manila Aguilas is more on burst team compositions dito. Kung magawa nilang ng paraan na ma-zone out ang BKT dito, it would be to their advantage. But in the event that this game would be a very long game, you have to watch out for Nidalee as napaka sakit nito.
Lalo na sa
mag-split push.
Malakas mag-push.
Sobra. And so far, we're seeing here that both teams are now going towards the mid lane. And sa lahat na nagtatanong kung bakit meron silang skin na hindi binibenta. Okay.
Ayun, simple lang.
Just wait for announcements for it to be released. And ayan, akala nila hindi sila makikita pero good call coming from BKT and DD. It's a very good tamang hinala and ayan, na-booking ang Team Manila Aguilas dito. However, as you can see, Nidalee has already put some traps, especially dun sa blue area ng Team Manila Aguilas. So tingnan natin kung paano sila didiskarte dito.
Pero nga, I think ang ginawa ngayon ng MLE, pangontra sa kalaban nila sa BKT, having napakaraming CC, parang dinala nila sa kunat eh. Pero yun nga, shield ni Oriana, tankiness nitong si Capucho at si Ron, mahihirapan din na ma-burst down kagad ng BKT ang MLE.
Yes, pero yun nga, you have to also be aware that Capucho is using Ghost and Teleport for his summoner skill. So this would be good in terms of team fights. Pero yun nga lang, in the event na umalis siya at nandun si Nidalee sa top, this would sacrifice the lane. So he has to use it accordingly and well-timed kung saan hindi masasacrifice yung lane niya. And we're seeing here that Apathy has chosen to go for the red buff first, samantalang ang BKT is going for the standard jungle route kung saan inuna nila.
May napansin ako ngayon. Tingnan mo, before, hindi natin nakita na crystalline flask ang MLE, pero ngayon, tatlong champion nila ang meron
Yes,
nito.
I feel that they have learned from what happened yesterday sa TPA. So TPA had a lot of wards, had an early game crystalline flash. So yung sustain sobrang tagal nila sa lane. And so far ito, Ezreal, Zyra, Graves, Taric. So aggressive in terms of aggressiveness, both lineups have potential. Pero yun nga, mauna-una to. So ayan, kita natin, stun galing kay Taric, and both ADRs were obligated to use the cleanse para lang makaligtas dito. Pero so far, based sa buhay.
Pero napansin mo, yun nangyari doon, pareho sila nagganilangan, hindi nila pinilit.
Yes, and we're seeing Jarvan pumasok sa loob. Capucho na iwan. Tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari dito. Capucho using the ghost, trying to back away and disengage. Pero yun nga, you have to watch out. The next time Jarvan goes there and
at ayan na, pinasok ni Sar. Sar trying to poke itong si Ceres, ngunit wala pa rin nangyari. At ayun nga, mas yun si, pareho silang nagkakapalitan ng tagisan ng galing dito sa bottom lane. Pero mahirap pa rin matansya kung ano pwede mangyari.
Yes, pero yun nga, with regards to the top lane, the next time Jarvan goes back to the top lane, hindi na makakatakas doon si Capucho as na obligasyong gamitin yung ghost para lang makabalik. So far, the game is being dictated here by the Bangkok Titans, and yet eto dumalo, hindi pa nagsawa si Jarvan dito, and NDD also visited the mid lane to try and
napansin ko ngayon
psych out
NDD.
Little
Sobrang aggressive niya, nagumang, knowing na it's either pwede siyang mag-gap, pero tuloy pa rin siya.
Yes. And so far, eto, nasa stalemate pa rin tayo. We're still in the laning phase, pero we're seeing na, eto, this is a very good improvement. Kahit paano, the stats are pretty close. Okay, unlike kagabi. Pero we're seeing here that the Zyra support is really taking its toll. Na pag nag-summon siya ng kanyang mga halaman, nahaharangan ang ADR ng Team Manila Agas para makapag-farm ng maayos.
Grabe. Having Taric on his side, wala siyang gano'n dapat isipin. Mayroon kasi silang sustain eh.
Yes.
Yun ang I think naging advantage ng bottom lane ng MLE against sa BKT.
Pero yun nga lang, you have to also keep in mind that Ron is using the favorite champion of Ceres. Sigurado ko, alam na alam niya kung gaano katagal yung cooldown ng stuns, kung gaano katagal yung cooldown ng skills. And so far, ito, Ceres is punishing Ron for a lot of damage. Ron at 1/3 of his life dito.
So nakikita natin, halata mo na kung gaano nagagalit ngayon si Ceres.
Oh, yeah. Dalawang gabi na niyang hindi nagamit si Taric. And so
alam
far,
nila
Ron
natin.
taking a bulk of the damage, forcing to flash para lang hindi mamatay. Grabe.
Ayan na, pinasok
and yan, with that, a good arcane shift coming from Ezreal. And with that, 1-2, first skill, second skill combo with the normal attack.
Good choice para kay Ezreal.
Gets the first blood.
Ayan, at ayan na nga ba sa kahuli.
Hindi pa natapos.
Ayan nga, one good thing dito kay Ceres is ang ganda ng mga skill shot niya.
Grabe ang coordination talaga nito ni skill shot ni Ceres. Sobrang coordinated. And so far ito, with that being said, the total team gold has now slightly in favor of Bangkok Titans, with the bulk of the gold going to Ezreal, getting 2 kills sa bot lane. So ito, pag hindi napigilan ng Team Manila Agiles itong sitwasyon na yan sa bot, ay nako, magiging critical yan as mahirap mag-snowball ang ADR.
Kung mapansin mo sa top lane, medyo malaki na naman ang gap natin dito kaya Nidalee and Capucho.
Yes, Capucho is having a hard time to farm the top lane as a level gap din siya dito in this situation. Level 5 pa lang siya and Nidalee is now level 6. So, napakahirap, especially when Nidalee, when Leia goes into Cougar form, walang cooldown yung skill. She could spam.
Ayan
And
na,
TF
ultimate
using
si
the ultimate na ignite
Twisted Fate,
stun.
nag-stun itong si Capucho. Capucho trying to escape. At hinahabol itong si Nidalee. Tayo nahuli, flash in. So, win na naman.
So, ang bilis ng response nila doon.
Magandang using his ultimate kay Twisted Fate. Nahuli nila itong si Capucho sa top lane.
So ayan, so far things are not in favor of Team Manila Aguilas. We're seeing a 0-3 lead by the Bangkok Titans. Well coordinated ng Bangkok Titans dito. Slightly nag-overextend si Capucho knowing na he has to farm. He was punished by Twisted Fate using the ultimate, going in, flashing in, and Nidalee getting the killing blow.
Sobrang napansin ni Twisted Fate na uma-advance, overextended na itong si Capucho, and ayun nga, nakuha nila yung isang kill.
Medyo mahirap-hirap na sitwasyon to. In terms of CS counts, hindi naman nagkakalayo si Graves and si Ezreal. However, you have to keep in mind the first blood nakuha ni Ezreal as well as another extra kill. So this is very painful for the ADR kung paano tatagal dito si Sar sa matching dito sa lane na to. On the mid lane naman, we're seeing 51-54. Hindi nagkakalayo ang CS ni Little Panda and ni NVM. Pero yun nga lang, since level 6...
Ayan na, Ceres nag-aasim, hinahabol itong si Sar at Ron, ngunit hindi pa rin nila pinilit. At ayun nga, talagang talent nila ngayon, si Ceres, at ini-ignore nila itong si Ezreal.
Yes,
at ayan na, ultimate!
Going in, parehas ng champions.
At ayan na, Ezreal naipit mag-isa, trying to kill Apathy. At ayan na, grabe talaga yung mga halaman ni Ceres doon.
Kala mo mamamatay na si Zyra, pero hindi porket patay na yan, wala nang gagawin niya.
Pero yun nga, it's a good exchange for BKT dun sa nangyari. Kasi 3 champions yung nag-gank sa kanila.
Yes.
And so far, nakapatay sila ng 2.
And what we are looking here in the mid lane kanina, we're seeing that sustain-wise, mukhang si NVM ang nagdidikta ng sitwasyon dito sa mid lane, even though nakakasabay dito si Little Panda. So, you have to be very, very careful dito, lalo na kapag which is up ang ultimate ni Twisted Fate. Anytime he could go in any lane, especially nasa mid siya. And at nakita natin, ang lagi niyang napupusuan dito is the top lane, kung saan hirap na nga si Capucho mag-farm, binibisita pa.
Madalas sa pagbisita nitong si NDD, kaya Capucho. Kaya as you can see, sobrang hirap na hirap siya ngayon.
And interestingly enough, since nangyari yung gank sa yung level 2 gank ni NDD kanina sa top and bot lane, ngayon lang ulit siya pupwesto para gumank ulit. So we'll see kung paano gagawin ng paraan dito. And a lot of free hits being given by Capucho, galing kay Leia kanina, mga 3 sunod-sunod
na,
speaking of
using his ultimate sa bottom lane. At ayan, na-stun si MLE Ron. Ron trying to escape. Zyra used his ultimate, ngunit walang nangyari. Good job by MLE Ron. Naka-flash out
ganda ng timing. Pero on the other hand, we're seeing that attempted gank was also done here in the top lane. And hindi man nila napatay si Capucho, nakasira naman sila ng first turret of
I
the
think
game.
yung ginagawa ni NVM is grabbing the opportunity kapag walang nakikitang champion sa mid lane. At ayun nga, nakita natin, nag-teleport siya, hindi siya nag-alinlangan using his ultimate sa bottom lane para mag-gank itong si Ron. And somehow, nag-fail siya doon.
Pero ito yung interesting dito na kahit nag-gank si NVM, sa CS hindi pa rin siya naiiwan. So far, so good. Team Bangkok Titans really putting up a very good play here, wherein they are dictating the game and how it would go to their advantage. And so far, kita natin ang aggressive na pag-support ni Ceres. Laging nahuhuli ang isa or dalawa sa mga champions ng Team Manila Aguilas sa kanyang mga bindings. And so far, ito, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang pressure na binibigay ni Leia kay Capucho.
At pinasok ni Ron itong Ceres. Ceres trying to escape. Dito kay siya, at hindi niya tinira.
Hindi na niya tinira. What happened there?
Nakakatakot Boyata, at ayun, hinahabol na naman sa top. Capucho ignited. Leia trying to chase, ngunit hindi na niya pinilit. At ayun nga, tumatakbo ang Cougar natin, at ngunit hindi niya yata mahabol. Ayun, mabilis na pagpapalitan na
mukhang
nangyayari.
nagkaroon sila ng miscommunication doon. Supposedly, dapat patay na doon si Patay na dapat si Ceres doon. Isang hit na lang pero hindi na tinuloy ni SAR. So I guess that's one of the major upsets for this for
choke count for
choke counter.
para kay SAR doon.
Para kay SAR. And
Pero yun nga, sayang. Well, ayun, di tayo masisi kasi normal lang yan.
Okay, and nonetheless, upon reaching the 12-minute mark, we're seeing that Bangkok Titans is leading in terms of total team gold and total team kills 2-5, and they are now going for a possibly uncontested dragon here, as MLE is not in the position to counter this this dragon attempt done by BKT na napakahirap.
It's the first dragon taken by BKT in a 12-minute mark.
And Ron trying to go in pero it's a little bit too late na. So yan, we're seeing that slowly BKT is taking the lead in this game. Medyo hindi na maganda ang nagiging sitwasyon. Pero I think they are trying, Team Manila Agis is trying to sustain the lanes, and especially sa mid lane. Hindi ko pa nakikitang umiikot si Oriana. Okay, probably may sineset tong item cap or CS cap para gumalaw-galaw. Pero so far, that's what we are observing here, that BKT is roaming around the map. However, Team Manila Aguilas, especially in the mid lane, hindi gumagalaw or hindi pa kumikilos si Oriana dito.
Pero sa CS-wise, lamang pantay-pantay sila lahat. Maliban lang sa top lane. Ayun nga, Graves having 81, hindi ganun kalayo ang CS niya kay Ezreal. As well as yung jungler natin having 71 CS against 51.
Pero yun nga, you have to, ang pinaka nahihirapan dito is the top lane.
Ayun na, pinasok na nila. Ultimate. Si Apathy nag-ultimate kay Ceres. At si Ceres, ayun na, matay. Nag-back up si Jarvan. Jarvan trying to chase. Apathy tumatakbo. At ayun, hinahabol ni NVM at use his stun. At ayun na, namatay. Shutdown. Itong si Nocturne. Good job,
and we're seeing that Oriana is trying to go to support the bot lane, pero it's huli na. Tapos na ang mga pangyayari. Good call coming from NVM to use his ultimate on time para magkaroon ng 2-for-1 exchange in favor of the Bangkok Titans doon.
Pero yun nga, ang nakita ko sa BKT kanina is ang bilis ng respond nila doon.
Yes.
Apat na champion kagad bigla-biglang lumalabas.
And the saddest thing about this top lane is that Capuchu has teleport, but since Leia is pressuring him in the top lane, hindi niya magawang iwanan yung lane para makatulong sa mga teammates. So far, ang umiikot lang talaga is Nocturne.
And Oriana, I think wala pa rin siyang time or yun nga guys,
and Team Manila Aguilas hasn't visited the top yet. Nocturne tried once pero it was unsuccessful, and after that wala nang sumunod. So isang beses pa lang nadadalaw yung top, yung bot laging binibisita. So we have to see kung anong gagawin nila dito, pero this with this kind of lineup and this kind of setup is really taking a toll for Team Manila Aguilas. So far we're seeing that Leia has 121 CS count and Singe has only 59. So try isang recipe na lang.
At ayan na, Little Panda versus BKT Leia. At in-ignite itong si Little Panda, hinahabol ni Capuchu. Use his ultimate, ngunit hindi yata tumama at Capuchu hinahabol nitong si Leia. At hindi siya
mukhang maling-mali ang pag-toss doon ni Capuchu. Tinos niya pabalik. Papunta kay
yun nga, nagkaroon ng chance.
Kay Little Panda.
Itong si BKT Leia na mag-grab ng isang kill kay Little Panda.
At eto, Leia going in, using the flash para ma-damage si Capuchu, and Capuchu using his ultimate para makatakbo lang pauwi. So far ito, we have 2 towers destroyed by Bangkok Titans, and the total team gold has now snowballed into almost 7,000 in favor of the Bangkok Titans pa din.
At ayan na nga ba mangyayari sa bot at hindi pa rin nagtumilit.
At eto, napaka-critical na sitwasyon na to. Isang buong lane na push na ni Nidalee. So, hindi pa rin ginagawa ng Team Manila Aguilas to na paano aaregluhin yung top nila. If this continues, it leaves a lot of opportunity for the Bangkok Titans to destroy an inhibitor sa isang maling clash lang ng Team Manila Aguilas dito.
Pero yun
And so far, we're
mas
seeing
konti. Ayan na, nag-teleport itong si TF sa bottom lane. In-stun si Char. Char trying to escape. Nag-use ang ultimate si Apathy. Apathy trying to chase si Ceres. Ceres nagpapakasakaling matakbo. Ayan, hinahabol niya. Ngayon, si NVM. NVM used his stun para mapigilan si Apathy. At ayun nga, napigilan nila ang gank sa bottom lane.
Grabe ang quick reflexes coming from Ceres. Ceres really proving that he is one of the best supports for the league. Calculado. It's a calculated risk yan. We're seeing for the first time that 4 champions of Team Manila Aguilas are grouped together. Pero yun nga lang, you have to keep in mind that some of their skills, especially for Graves, his ultimate is on cooldown as well as the flash and the cleanse. So tingnan natin kung paano makaka-apekto.
So ayun, so ayan si Leia, hinahabol si Capucho. Capucho trying to escape dito kay Leia. Leia hinahabol, pinasok sa turret. Ayan na nga ba? At hindi niya pinilit. Ayun nga, ano mapapansin natin ngayon, itong si Leia ay nagpo-focus lamang sa pagpupush ng lane.
So, yun yung sinasabi ko, napakahirap pigilan yan si Nidalee with regards to the pushing. Especially, she has an ability to really split push. Kasi ang bilis ng movement speed niya, ang dami niyang skills na pwede i-utilize. The
Yung
sustain,
escape mechanism niya,
yes,
maganda.
the sustain in the lane is very much good as well. And Team Manila Aguilas is still having a hard time dito. So far, in the 17 minutes of the game, almost all towers destroyed by BKT. Nandun si Leia. So 2 towers sa top, si Jarvan nakasira ng mid, and nakakuha pa ng Bangkok Titans yung Dragon. So total team gold lamang in terms of team fights lamang medyo na-outplay sila ng Bangkok Titans dito.
I think kaya to ng MLE kapag tinurtle nila yung laban.
Kung matuturtle nila yung laban, they might have a chance. Pero you have to also keep in mind that Jarvan is not only a tank but as well as a heavy bruiser. Kapag naipit ka sa gitna niyan, medyo masakit-sakit yan. And with that, Dragon is now alive and
mukhang ito na yung pangalawang Dragon sa laban
yes,
at BKT na naman
hindi
yata
magawa ni Capucho na rumescue dun sa sumuporta dito sa pag try i-contest ng Team Manila Aguilas ng Dragon at inaabala siya ni Nidalee dito. And good smite coming from Nocturne, and yun nga lang, Jarvan using his ultimate and hindi na umabot si Graves para mabuhay, and Apathy running for his life using the flash, trying to escape with the stun and the cards of Twisted Fate. Triple kill ni NVM. At habang nangyayari yun, patuloy pa rin ang pag-pressure ni Leia sa
I think it's a bad
top lane.
call para sa MLE yung lumaban sila doon. Having a 4 versus 3
Yes,
champion.
it was a good call na maagaw mo yung Dragon, pero to sustain and commit to that clash na alam mong you are in a disadvantage, it's a very risky decision at yun nga, sila ay naparusahan dahil doon. And so far,
ang laki ng nangyari dun sa Dragon na yun. Nakakuha na sila ng Dragon, nakapatay pa sila ng
yes, and
Dragon.
with that, the bottom turret is destroyed. SAR trying to save Ron, pero it's again too late for the respawn. And eto na, total team kills 3 sa MLE, 12 sa Bangkok Titans. Total team gold has now snowballed into almost 10,000 total team gold difference, at lahat yan ay naiipon kay Twisted Fate at kay Ezreal. As you can see, their items, the Lich Bane and the Bloodthirster are very painful items. Especially sa AD and AP pa na focus yung yung bulk ng gold ng team nyo. And so far, we're seeing that still, hindi pa rin masolusyonan ng
MLE.
Ang ng Team Manila Aguilas dito, ang hard press ni Leia sa top lane. So far, at ayan, ang gandang steal sana ng Bangkok Titans, pero
nakuha pa rin ito ni Little Panda. Good job.
Good,
pero ayun nga, hindi nila alam na mayroong wards doon sa spot na yun.
Yes. And so far, based on what's happening since nidikta ng Bangkok Titans yung laro, as you can see, defensive wards ngayon ang Team Manila Aguilas. On the other hand, eto, patuloy pa rin ang pagpupush ng Bangkok Titans dito. Sila ang nagdidikta ngayon ng galaw ng laban, and medyo nahihirapan na talaga. I could imagine the pressure for being dealt by BKT to Team Manila Aguilas dito. SAR not able to properly use or to farm well, and especially sa top, hirap na hirap dito si Capucho na iwanan yung lane.
Oh, ayun nga, it's a good thing na si Leia is having Nidalee. Nahirapan talagang makapag-farm itong si Capucho. And ayun nga, mukhang nahihirapan talaga siya kasi melee siya. Pero, well, Nidalee versus itong si Capucho, talagang kumbaga, lahat ng bagay na, well, lahat naman ng lanes, depende sa laro ninyo eh. Hindi lang basta yung champion ninyo, kung ano yung mangyayari.
Yes. And so far, as you can see, still, hindi lang sa team kills napako ang team Manila Agres, napako na rin si
Singe
Capucho.
trying to escape, patuloy na hinabol
And
na
Leia going aggressive with the ignite, killing Singe in the presence of the tower. So, napaka-confident dito ni Leia na hindi siya kayang pigilan dito ng Team Manila Aguilas with respect to the top lane. And so far, the rest of the teams of Bangkok Titans are now pushing the other lanes, tatlo sa mid at isa sa bot. And Apathy trying to defend the inhibitor turret dito sa bottom. At ito naman, Little Panda doing the same as well. Muntik-muntikan na.
Yung kanyang flexes ng
Okay, Panda, aware of the
siya
ultimate
agad.
of Jarvan, makes a cautious flash para hindi na ma-initiate. Pero yun nga, nakitang-kita,
Ang bilis,
Leia,
grabe.
tinatangki na ang
Patuloy
Torre
niya
and
na-
Ron trying to defend, pero Leia just backs away.
And kitang-kita natin ngayon kung paano ang strategy ng BKT na gamitin si Nidalee as a push champion lang. Pero yun, probably masakit din siya pag sumama siya sa clash.
Ang pinakamalaking problema dito ng Team Manila Aguilas is that since all lanes, as you can see, all the minions of Bangkok Titans are really pushing hard. Hirap na hirap silang
Ultimate.
kung ano uunahin dito. And Zyra using her ultimate with the follow-up ultimate coming from Ezreal, and critical ang buhay ng Team Manila Aguilas, and they are forced to regen back sa tower habang nangyayari yung. We are seeing that Twisted Fate is continually pushing dito sa bot lane, and with BKT skills assisting him, basag
Patayin
ang
na,
Torre.
lahat sila ay naka-home guard na boots at pipilitin na nila yung mid lane at hindi nila tinuloy. At bottom lane, ayan na, Apathy nahabol si Ezreal at hindi niya rin ulit pinilit. Ayun nga, I think lahat sila ngayon ay naka-home guard. As you can see, ayan, lahat sila ay naka-home guard. And to think na mukhang alam nila ngayon na ang strategy na pwede nilang gawin ay tumakbo mula sa base papunta.
Pabilis ang responde. Pero yun nga lang, one of the biggest issues here is that they wouldn't have to come up with this kind of last-minute strategy if they had a concrete plan dun sa, especially pagdating sa top. Kasi medyo naging obvious na in the early game part na talagang hirap na hirap si Capucho na i-sustain yung top lane with
At ayan na, nag-ultimate na naman si Apathy. Using his ultimate kay Ezreal, choke down. At ayan na nga ba, sinasabi ko, nag-ultimate itong si Jarvan. Jarvan trying to kill si Ron. At FF nilang mabuti. Si Ezreal, TF trying to ignite. Ayan na, nag-ultimate si Sar. And so far, MLE Little Panda na iwan sa lane. At ayan na, Sar nakuha na naman ng BKT.
Again,
And ayun,
what happened is a 4-for-1 exchange in favor of Bangkok Titans. Medyo wala sila sa position doon sa nangyaring clash yun. They overcommitted in killing and trying to kill Ezreal and Jarvan. The damage were distributed. They didn't focus first on Ezreal, and with that, basag ang dalawang inhibitors nila. The top lane, Leia, still pressing hard on the top lane, and eto, Bangkok Titans just destroyed the bottom inhibitor as well.
ayun nga, I think may napansin ako sa lineup ngayon ng BKT. Yung 4 champions nila, sinigurado nila na kayang lumaban sa clash without having Nidalee.
Yes, pero yun nga, simulat sa pool naman, Nidalee in basing it in the other seasons or in the other competitive games, when there is Nidalee, you have to expect that she would be a split pusher. Pero eto nga, I didn't expect that Nidalee would be an all-out top laner pusher na talagang from the first tower until the inhibitor siya ang sisira lahat, tumambay na sa top tong si Nidalee at hindi na umalis.
Hindi niya tinigilan yung top lane and hindi niya pinagbigyan si Capucho na bag-farm dito sa top
Sobra.
lane.
And so far, based on the items, we're seeing here that talagang out-farm na dito ang Team Manila Aguilas. Hindi nila, especially sa top lane, medyo critical na. We have Blade of Ruin King from Nidalee, and kahit na gaano kapal ang buhay ni Singe dito, mapupunit at mapupunit siya. On the other hand, we're seeing the epic combo. The Iceborne Gauntlets being used by Ezreal as well. Normal attack, skill, normal attack, super slow.
Ito na yung bagong parang nakikita na recommended item for Ezreal. Kasi every time na magagamit niya ng first skill or any skill na magamit niya, napoproc itong
next normal attack would be a slow AoE skill. So it gives enough opportunity for the other team, for the other champions of Bangkok Titans to get inside combat range para mapatay itong Team Manila Aguilas. And so far, Team Manila Aguilas not giving up but having a hard time. Little Panda trying to dish out some damage to Ezreal, but siguro panigurado because of the Bloodthirster, mari-regen lang or mala-lifesteal lang to ni Ezreal. And so far, this is the last.
Nahuli itong BKT na Ignite and trying to escape using his ultimate para kay Ezreal at nag-ultimate na itong. At ayun, nakita natin na nag-ultimate si Oriana, ngunit hindi yata tumama ang kanyang ultimate at nagkapalitan na ng.
And with that, Twisted Fate gets another set of kills. Triple kill na naman galing kay Twisted Fate, and kasabay nito, wasak na rin ang last inhibitor ng Team Manila Aguilas, and BKT just finalizing the match, destroyed 2 Nexus turrets, and now they are destroying the Nexus. BKT 3-0 ngayong sa Spring Season 2013 ng GPL. Whew! Medyo
nalulungkot ako.
sabi ko sa'yo, ang lakas ng BKT So,
ang galing talaga ng BKT ngayon.
No doubt about it, BKT is not the team that we know before.
Hindi na sila yung dating BKT na talagang pinupugo ng lahat ng team
unlike
sa GPL.
What happened last season, they are now trying to redeem themselves, and so far, they have 3-0 standing in the GPL. Okay? So, going for a recap on tonight's match, I would say one of the best, I would say the MVP goes to Leia for preventing any help coming from Singe na makakatulong or makaka-influence sa Team Manila Aguilas dun sa kanilang strategy. So far, sa lahat ng nangyari, hindi nagamit ni Singe yung teleport summoner spell.
Yun nga, yun yung napapansin kong nakakalungkot na nangyari. Talagang na-choke down itong si Capucho sa top lane against sa Leia. Well, having itong si Nidalee talaga ay hindi siya tinigilan na makapag-farm itong si Capucho.
Yes, so ayan, sad to say. But the standing for the Manila Aguilas is now 0-2 in the first and second day of the GPL. And eto na, back to the watch and win na tayo. So eto na. Sa lahat na nag-aagbang, again, we would post the question in the LOL Facebook fan page. So
at ayan na.
Ang first 20, remember, the first 20 unedited answers would win. Okay, so the question for tonight is...
Ayan na, pinakaabangan na lahat. Ang question for tonight, kung anong question para sa watch and win. At ito na, who got the first blood? At ayan na.
The summoner name, the correct summoner name. So, wrong capitalization is wrong. Okay, wrong spelling is wrong.
Hindi champion, hindi...
Player.
Yun, pangalan ng summoners, pangalan ng player or summoner's name. Pero yun nga, makikita nyo lang yung question natin sa Facebook fan page ng LOLPH. Facebook.com/LOLPH. At dun nyo lang pwedeng sagutin. Mag-comment lang kayo sa makikita nyo yung post doon.
Okay, so that wraps up for the match of Team Manila Aguilas tonight. Hopefully, okay, I'm still keeping my hopes up since ito ang pambato ng PH kahit na medyo hindi maganda ang mga pangitain. Hopefully, in the next upcoming weeks, they would get better and they would make a very, very memorable comeback. So, sa lahat ng nanonood, I'm Jim Shift.
And I am GG Sphere.
And we'll see you on the next matches of the GPL.
And thank you for tonight.
guys ready for some League of Legends action?
Jackie!
League of Legends is played in 5 versus 5 team combat. Each player controls an individual champion, using its unique abilities to aid allies and destroy enemies. Each team has a base filled with minions, turrets, and most importantly, the Nexus. The first team to push into the enemy base and destroy their Nexus wins the game. Players kill enemy minions, turrets, and champions to acquire gold and experience, growing stronger over the course of the match. Gold purchases powerful items, while experience allows a champion to level up and improve their special abilities. The scoreboard at the top of the screen shows you how many champion kills and how much gold each team has acquired. While these numbers are good indicators of how each team is performing, the only thing that matters is the destruction of the Nexus. No game is truly over until the final seconds.
I have a unicorn champion. I'm gonna buy the pink ward because it's pretty. I want a fairy princess skin for my Gragas. That champion is prettier than mine. I'm quitting game. Why when my Nexus explode, there's no confetti? Baron is so fat. He should work out more. Babe, does that champion make my thighs look fat?
Hey Rita, I'm sorry I won't be around when you come over later, but can you help me out and try to convince Al that gaming is cool?
Girl, you have no idea what kind of crazy stuff I've been doing with my boyfriend.
Oh, sister, you gotta tell me, what have you been doing?
Well, at first I was like, you know, he wanted me to play the game, and I was like, no, but then after that he was like, yeah, you just try it, and I tried it, and now it's pretty good. I'm playing games and stuff.
Oh, sister, I'm so proud of you.
It was like so fun and stuff, so yeah.
You go, girl.
Word, sister.
Oh, sweetheart, you're just so good at this game, but your muscles are really tensing up. Here, let me help you out with that.
I'm never gonna play games with my boyfriend. Stop trying to ask me.
Well, what if I were your husband? Will you marry me, Ellie, Liliana, Marcel, Tan?
Okay, cool. I'm in.
Now it's time to announce the winner of last week's episode. Awesomeness Keith, you've won yourself a sweet augmented cinch skin. If you want to win as well, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to our channel. And check out last week's episode about girls dating gamers. That's it for this week. I'm Lil Jaguar and you've been watching In the League. Meow.
Wait, are you staring at my boobs?
If I have boobs, I stare at them too. Oh my goodness, first blood! Sorry. It's just disgusting. You completed the installation by yourself?
Does this champion make my thighs look big?
Oh, just look at how you've got your hands all over that guy. Here, let me help you out with that.
Oh God, flip puking.
Ellie, Liliana, Marcel, Tan.
You gotta play it, and I was like, okay, I'll play for you once.
Well, honey, I'm so proud that you've been playing with him.
And the kind of crazy we're doing.
League of Legends is played in 5 versus 5 team combat. Each player controls an individual champion, using its unique abilities to aid allies and destroy enemies. Each team has a base filled with minions, turrets, and most importantly, the Nexus. The first team to push into the enemy base and destroy their Nexus wins the game. Players kill enemy minions, turrets, and champions to acquire gold and experience, growing stronger over the course of the match. Gold purchases powerful items, while experience allows a champion to level up and improve their special abilities. The scoreboard at the top of the screen shows you how many champion kills and how much gold each team has acquired. While these numbers are good indicators of how each team is performing, the only thing that matters is the destruction of the Nexus. No game is truly over until the final seconds.
Hello and welcome back to the GPL 2013 spring season. We're on to the final match of the night today. I'm Jahudi and this is Fish, and we're going to be watching the Saigon Fantastic 5 going up against the Saigon Jokers. So it's going to be a Vietnamese team versus another Vietnamese team.
So we have the Vietnamese showdown tonight. SF5, a new team to the tournament, a new team in Season 3 themselves. They do have 2 members of the Saigon Jokers onto their team right now. Have you seen them play or seen any of the newer players for the SF5 play at all?
No, it's going to be the debut of the SF5 here in the GPL, and they're going to be the 2 members of the Saigon Jokers that have moved over there are Violet. Previously, the jungler on the Saigon Jokers, I believe he's going to be leading the team. I'm not too sure about that. And the other member is Egg. So over on the Saigon Jokers, they've replaced their jungler with Junie. Junie used to be the support on the Saigon Jokers. He's now moved back to the jungle role, and they've brought in a new support player, and his name is Safety. So the Saigon Jokers also have had changes to their lineup. It's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams go up against each other.
So I'm pretty sure most of SF5 and Saigon Jokers do know each other, especially due to the fact that 2 members of Saigon Joker are in SF5 right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how these 2 teams battle it out in this final game for GPL spring season. No, not final game, sorry, final day game for the first week of GPL spring season.
Right, so there's going to be... I think there's going to be very interesting bans and picks, mainly because of the fact that these 2 teams, they play against each other a lot. And I'm sure that they've been practicing against each other since the start of Season 3. So because of that, whenever you have 2 teams that are very familiar with each other, they're going to try to pull out some very more unorthodox strategies to try to surprise the enemy team. Or at the same time, they could just go for what they've been going with during their practice sessions. So I'm not sure what these teams are going to do, but I'm sure that they're going to be pulling off something that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's be interesting if they do pull off those unorthodox strategies so that both teams do not have something they can use against each other that they've already seen them use against each other before. But we have seen quite a few unorthodox plays lately. We've seen triple AD Bruiser coming out from, if I'm not mistaken, the Manila Eagles against the Taipei Assassins yesterday, and we saw Gangplank at the mid lane being taken up by Chowie for the Singapore Sentinels today.
Yeah, so Season 3 has introduced quite a number of new changes in the meta. We've seen the jungle actually becoming slightly tougher. The jungle minions now, they deal a lot more damage, they have more health, but they give more gold, and they scale better into the game. So as a jungler, it allows you to play more of a carry role now because you get more gold from the jungle minions. There's also more ambient gold being given right now. So champions generate gold over time, and that has been increased. So as a support player and a jungler, you right now have more gold available to you and more items as well. So you're not being pigeonholed into a build that everybody's going for. You're not being forced to go a cookie cutter build per se. So now you can afford to purchase more types of items, and that really opens up more champions to be picked in the competitive pool.
Yeah, and as you were saying, we used to only see, for example, for AD carries, it's either IE into PD, or we saw the Triforce build, which goes to the Triforce Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, or Triforce Blast Whisper. Now we have a lot of different builds. We saw Iceborne Gauntlet, a new item being pulled out for Season 3, being built on Ezreal after a Bloodthirster. We saw Black Cleaver being built on Misfortune, and I've actually seen some AD carries use Blade of the Ruined King as well as one of their first items, especially on Graves. And enough of that, we are in Champion Select right now with SF5 having their first ban.
Yep, so the Saigon Fantastic Fives are going to go for the first ban of the game. So we haven't seen Kha'Zix banned out a lot. I expect to see Kha'Zix being banned, possibly Twisted Fate. We know Nixwater plays a very strong Twisted Fate, and they may go for that ban on him because it's just one of the champions that he plays so well. So immediately we see Kha'Zix being banned. I expect to see Amumu being banned, Shen being banned as well. These 2 champions are very strong currently. But we're going to see Zyra being banned. That is quite uncommon. I haven't seen Zyra as a common ban. She is a support, and you don't normally go for bans on support champions.
No, saying that, listen, you see Blitzcrank being banned out, so it is pretty commonly banned as a support champion. But as you're saying, you don't see many support champions being banned out that much. Zyra was banned quite often when she was first released, especially when she was being played as an AP mid laner.
Yeah, that was before they kind of lowered her damage ratio.
And they've nerfed her a few times. They even nerfed aspects that allow her to support really efficiently, such as the speed of her snare as well. But it's interesting to see that she has been banned out. Rise, another champion who isn't commonly banned anymore. Maybe Saigon Jokers are banning out champions that they know SF5 use a lot. That might be the case. They might be banning out Zyra and Rise, who are champions that SF5 might be using a lot, but we have not seen a lot of SF5, so we do not know for certain. Actually, we haven't seen any of SF5 at all.
The only reason other than a targeted ban that I could see for them going for Zyra, though, is that they want to play a dive-heavy composition, because Zyra is one of the supports that is the best at preventing those tower dives. So if they're going to go with a ban on Zyra, they could be attempting to build around a team that can go for tower dives, stuff like Malphite, Nocturne, maybe even Jarvan. So these champions are really great for diving those turrets. And if we see those being picked up, then it's a show of why they went for that Zyra ban.
They do ban out Nocturne, though. That does leave Evelyn open at SF5 locker.
Very quick picks here.
Instantly.
Instant picks. They know what they're going for. Are we going to see Elise? Yes! Elise gets picked up here. And I've been waiting for Elise from the start of the season, which was only yesterday, but still. I wanted to see that Elise pick. She has so much utility. And right now, the thing is that they picked Elise, but SF5 has no idea where Elise is going to be going. She can be played as a top laner, as a bruiser, picking up Shurelia's Revelry, Warmogs, or she can be played as an AP mid. And both ways, she does so much damage. So a very, very good pickup there for the Saigon Jokers, I feel.
She can even be played as a jungler, if I'm not mistaken. We have seen Elise being played. She was played in the GPL playoffs last season,
And it was Stanley who played her.
Against
it was Stanley who
Sentinels.
first revealed to the world like what can be done with Elise at the top lane. The thing about Elise is that a lot of her spells, her poison, her Q abilities are based off of percentage health. So the thing is that you can build her tanky and rely on those percentage ratios to deal the damage instead of building up straight flat AP.
If I'm not mistaken, she has a skill that does damage based off current health and health missing
so in
as
human
well.
form, it does current health damage, and in her spider form, it does damage based on missing health. So it combos up to deal massive amounts of damage. If you know what you're doing with Elise, you can be so painful, even without AP items.
We might see Kassadin being picked up here by the Saigon Jokers. This would be the perfect time to whip out another crit plank, but they are not playing the Singapore Sentinels today, so I don't think we will see that. For bottom lane for SF5, we have Misfortune and Sona. Misfortune has become quite popular, especially due to the fact that Black Cleaver can be applied by her bullet time ultimate and can hit multiple enemies of the opponent's team. That comboed up with a Sona ultimate is going to be quite devastating, and also the slow on top from Eve will be quite useful to set up good bullet time ultimates from SF5.
But you know what's nice about having that Kassadin on your team? You're going to be able to get into the back lines and silence that bullet time. So could have been a counter pick to Misfortune there, picking up Kassadin. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he goes in there and uses that silence to stop Misfortune, or whether he's going to use it on other targets. So we'll see the target priority there for Kassadin. But I think that he's a pretty decent pick against Misfortune. And of course, they haven't really gone for a counter pick against Kassadin. They've decided to go with Twisted Fate. And Twisted Fate, he's going to be a bit vulnerable to Kassadin going in there with that Rift Walk and Silence combo as well. He can stop the Destiny Gate combo.
He sure can. And for bottom lane, once again, we see yet another Taric Graves lane. It's going to be pretty effective against SF5. Misfortune is one of the tankiest AD carries, though, at early levels and can deal out massive amount of damage in trades. But she does have Sona as her support. So if Taric Graves manage to get early kills on the Sona, it's going to set back their bot lane quite a bit. We do see yet another Evelyn jungle coming out in this season, something that's becoming quite popular. And we have Shen top lane, so they have two globals from SF5.
Right. Those are going to be very, very useful, because the Shen combo with Twisted Fate. Oh no, you know what's going to be really deadly? The Shen ult onto Eve. You won't see it coming as well at all. She's going to be invisible, and when she comes in there, it's going to be too late for you to get away from Shen ulting onto her. So it's going to be quite a scary thing for SAJ to deal with in this matchup.
I wonder what would happen if you Shen ult onto a Twisted Fate who is about to gate as well.
You'll follow him as long as you don't pop the ultimate before he gates. So that could work as well. So they've got many ways of initiating the fight here with combos with Twisted Fate and Shen, as well as Shen and Eve. and how they're going to use that could be very strong.
On the side of
they're going to have to play defensively on Saigon Joker's side.
They sure will. And on the side of the Saigon Jokers, actually, we do have a lot of single target damage coming out. We have Elise, who does a massive amount of single target damage. Lee Sin, also single target damage. Cassidy, lots of single target damage. Archie will do some AoE, but most of his buckshots and his ultimates will try to hit the closest champion to him to get the maximum amount of damage. So a lot of single target damage coming out there. Tariq has that AoE Shatter and AoE ult, which will do lots of AoE damage combined with Archie. So they have a bit of a mix, AoE and single target damage.
I think they have a lot of potential to shut down one target quickly, though. You're right. They do have a lot of ability to burst. There's crazy amount of burst damage on the side of SAJ. Anyone who gets caught out by that team is going to get burst down. The only reprieve they have on SF5 is going to be that Shen. Shen might be able to keep people alive. And of course, he's going to be tough to take down himself.
I do like this Shen and Twisted Fate pickup as the last pick for SF5 once they saw that Cassidy was picked. If Cassidy tries to roam at all from this mid lane, they'll have two global ultimates which will try and get into for counter ganks, possibly both used at the same time to counter gank Cassidy wherever he goes and possibly set back the Saigon Jokers here. So it looks like both teams are running out to protect their jungle. We do see Lee Sin in this corner brush of mid lane. He's to be by the banana brush for SF5, and it's not even in the brush, it's out of the brush. That might be trying to stop Evelyn from roaming around. They will be able to spot her if she invisibly tries to roam to top lane, but that is not a common route for Evelyn to take.
A very, very weird pink ward. Not something that I've seen. Junie is going to share experience here. They didn't want to give him all of the experience for himself. QTV, they're stealing that experience. This is going to mean that Junie might not hit level 2, finishing off these golems.
I believe he still would be able to hit level 2 even though the experience was shared, especially if safety does leave it to himself now. So he does hit level 2 from this.
As long as they give him that. Oh, we're seeing Nixwater come in on Zerg here. But Evelyn is coming by. Oh, they're going to commit. The taunt gets landed. Egg comes in here. Nixwater goes down, and that's going to be first blood for Shen. Picking up an extra 2 gold thanks to that Twisted Fate passive.
Elise had that small advantage because of her double burst coming from missing health and current health, and she had 2 spiderlings to help do extra damage to Shen there. But with Eve around and the taunt still coming up from Shen, managed to shut down Elise early on. She is now.
But he knew that was a really bad move by Nixwater. They had the buff there. Oh, they're going in for Young Siu here. The exhaust has been put down, but the exhaust on Archie might prevent them from getting the kill. No, Junie gets that kill. And that is going to be a nice pickup there for SAJ, countering that first blood that Shen picked up.
Aggressive flash coming out from safety there. Flashed on to Sona there and put the exhaust down straight away while Lee Sin was trying to come in for the gank. Secured the kill for his team. Lee Sin waited for Sona to flash in order to use his Q into Resonating Strike combo. He is now being chased down though by Egg here. There's a fail flash over Dragon Wall. I can't believe it. He was right at the wall, tried to juke them away a bit though, but still had to fail flash there. Violet now has double buff though. Safety's going to be taken down really low. Egg is very low as well though. Looks like Archie might be able to take down Egg and get the blue buff. However, Violet is also very low. QTV is in here, has to flash over Dragon Ball. Doesn't fail that one though. So lots of action.
So much action going on in all the lanes here. I can't keep up with it. And they're just continuously going for those fights. The trades, they're nuts. Everyone's just... I haven't seen anyone get that aggressive in such an early game. Nixwater here, chasing away Zerg. Doesn't have enough DPS there to finish him off.
We did see a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of SF5 at that bottom lane after Sona was killed, so it's still a 2-for-2 trade down at the bottom lane, with the only advantage being the kill onto onto Nixwater at top lane. Interesting, Nixwater is not at mid. QTV is playing mid lane today on Kassadin. Normally we do see QTV at that top lane. But now SF5 Violet does have double buff on Misfortune. That's gonna allow her to trade really well with Saigon Joker's Archie.
So QTV, previously the top laner for Saigon Jokers, he's going to be playing mid today, like you said. That is something that I haven't seen before. He's known for his play as Fiora, and I haven't really seen him play Kassadin ever before.
So quite quiet now in the game. Doesn't get a stun counter. The QTV though, Exit's coming up from behind, gets lots of damage on the QTV. Slow nicely onto Twisted Fate there though. Junie shields in on the Kassadin, trying to help him out. Lots of damage being put down. It's going to force him to go home there. Great gank coming from Evelyn. Came from the back invisibly while the stun cow was pulled out by Twisted Fate there. A little bit more silent now. Not so much action going on as before after that gank and after the massive fight that went down at bottom lane near the red buff for SF5 there.
And the nice thing though about playing that Kassadin pick against that Eve though is that you're going to have the passive magic resist. And that helps to reduce some of the pressure that could be done, the damage that's done by Eve. She does a lot of magic damage, and the passive is going to give you 15% reduced magic damage, so that's really nice to have. Twisted Fate, though, is giving QTV quite a lot of trouble. Pushing up the lane, he's going to miss out on farm there.
Ooh, Archie taking a lot of damage from that red buff. Red buff's going to give him extra 2 damage, and early on it's going to be quite painful. It just ran out, though, so now Archie can be a bit more aggressive in this lane.
Junie is coming in here. He's going to get spotted by that ward. And that could be trouble because Egg is nearby. If they decide to bait this out, it's going to be a 3v3. But it is near SF5's turret, and they do have the advantage of knowing that the gank is coming here.
Sure do, but Lee Sin does back off. Might be trying to go for a gank onto Twisted Fate here. He is wisely going back way behind his turret. He's going to get sandwiched in, though, by even Twisted Fate if he tries to do these. Well, stun card goes out. Egg does get spotted, though. He dashes over to a ward, though, but will he escape? Egg is so fast, jumping on the Junie. Stun card comes out. Junie does get taken down there, and Egg escapes with more than half his health there. Really, really poor decision by Junie to go in for the counter jungle there. He did get sandwiched in, and thanks to those 2 wards placed down by SF5, they were able to take down Junie.
Yeah. SF5, you're really doing a good job on those wards. Let's have a look at their vision there. They just lost a couple of those wards, but you can see that Young Seo there is going to start warding up again. But they did have great vision there, and that was what allowed them to sandwich Lee Sin, like you were saying.
It's like Shen has picked up a giant spell and 2 rejuvenation beasts. That's going to give him extra sustain along with the health he gets back from last hitting minions and auto attacking minions while the Q is on him. Violet going for an aggressive engage on the Graves. A Buckshot auto attack combo is not enough to take down any of Violet's health thanks to the heals coming out from Sona there as well. They managed to keep trading the lane. He's going to win it outright quite handily, especially after he got that double buff. They're still even on creep score though. Archie does have that red elixir, so if he does get low, he might be able to bait it out and use it to regain a lot of health instantaneously in a fight.
So what's interesting here is that even though Elise lost that lane initially with that first blood, she's been able to maintain control of it. She's in fact about tied with Shen's farm there. 41 to 40 right now.
Shen has picked up a chain vest though, but Elise doesn't do too much attack damage except for when she uses her buff to increase her attack speed and attack speed of her Spiderling. Archie is a level ahead of Violet, but look at that damage coming up for 1 auto attack and 1 Q from Violet.
He has to be careful there. He's going to trade willingly because he knows that with that level 6 he can put out a little bit more burst than Violet, but once Violet hits level 6, he's going to be able to put out as much burst as well, and he's winning all of these trades here. This is not a good place for Archie to be in. He's losing out these trades.
And now Violet is out of mana and no way to regenerate it effectively, so Archie's going to be a little bit ahead, going to be able to use a bit more spells than Violet in a fight if it does break out. But once Sona does hit level 6, he's going to have the AoE stun, and an AoE stun with bullet time combination at level 6 will be devastating for Archie.
He's going to back up here though, not quite sure if I agree with that. There's no reason for him to really be hitting back there. Right now, Misfortune could just power through that lane and cost them a couple of CS here.
I think even Violet agreed with you there. Looked like Gonna go up and poke him to stop him from going back home, but decided she might as well let him base since she's out of mana anyway. Looks like Junie is poised for a gank on Zerg here. Zerg, when he goes to the last hit, he does go for it, gets taunted though. Junie's gonna try and, nope, doesn't decide to follow up after the stun from Nixwater, missed as well. Just gonna shield Nixwater and run away from the lane.
Oh, and there is a pause here. Seems like one of the players may have had a... You know what would have been awesome? I was hoping that Junie would use his Dragon's Rage on Shen as he was coming in. You can do that. Have you seen Vayne use it? I've seen double lift stop a Shen taunt with his condemn. And it's crazy. It's like Shen is coming right at you and then you condemn him away. But he didn't manage to pull that off, so not quite as spectacular a gank as I would have hoped for.
Double lift is one of the kings of mechanics. We've seen him escape Blitzcrank pulls with just simple sidestep, arcane shift away from multiple stuns and whatnot. But it would have been interesting to see the Dragon's Rage when the taunt came out, but I guess he wasn't too prepared for that to happen.
Not at all, not at all. So we are going to see Elise here maintaining a slight lead in the top lane. I think she's the one putting out the pressure. QTV has to watch out though. Egg may come in for the gank, but it's so hard to get casted in. He's just such a slippery target. Unless you burst him down or you have some kind of a silence, you just really can't do too much against him. Oh, he uses the Rift Walk there to be aggressive. And that would have been the cue for Egg to come in. But at this point, I think that Junie is going to be in the more advantageous position if he comes in for this counter gank.
But if QTV does Rift Walk right now, Egg and just a fate here will be able to burst him now really effectively. He does come in, ult comes out, stun card as well, has to flash away. Misses the Q there from Junie though. They're going to turn on him though, getting down to half health with just a few attacks and spells coming out from Twisted Fate.
So we did see Archie and Violet going back that they both picked up the BF swords. MF has that slight advantage. She's got the boots, but we do see a fort pot being picked up on Archie. They're gonna have to be careful not to get baited by that. It grants about 150 to 200 health at this level.
Archie has finished his Bloodthirster without buying any boots. That is something we would never ever see in a Season 2 game. It's the first time I've actually seen somebody complete a major item without buying any form of mobility.
Right, but it is just 11 minutes in here, and he's got that, so it's gonna be pretty nice a place for him to be in. He's actually behind Misfortune and Go, which is kind of surprising by quite a large amount as well. 300 Go.
It is kind of surprising there.
It must be the Twisted Fate ability as well that gives Misfortune that little boost.
Yes, if you highlight 93,
over the icon, he's got 93 CS there, and each one gives him 2 extra Go.
If you highlight over the icon over above Misfortune's head, it'll be able to show you how much he's gained. Managed to hustle almost 200 gold from Twisted Fate's passive there.
Right, or you can just do 93 times 2.
Fair enough, I'm not a math genius, I am sorry.
Alright, Archie pushing up that lane here. He wants to be aggressive because he knows that Violet's gone back to base. She's also picked up, Misfortune's also picked up that Bloodthirster. So Bloodthirster here being picked up on both AD carries. They're going to have some pretty crazy sustain there.
She has that slight advantage with the Doran's Blade and Boots of mobility there, but, actually not Boots of mobility, just Boots there, but the red pot from Grace will be able to pull a trick card out of his sleeve there. We do have QTV poised for a gank as well.
Oh, they're going in here, QTV. He's going to come in for a very, very quick gank. Twisted Fate, will he decide to come in here? It might not be the right move for him because he could just get silenced right after he comes in. Violet now in a bit of trouble. Didn't have the slow from QTV though.
QTV wasn't even needed in that engage at bottom lane. All it took was the burst from Graves and Tarek there to take down Sona. No assist from that gank by QTV. Does go in for a little bit more damage on to MF there, but Eve is nearby to stop it. They might be trying to go for a 3-man gank on the 2 people at bot lane. Safety taken out really low. Shenol is onto Egg though. Will he still come down? No, he does not end up coming down. At least managed to cancel the top lane. Who is tower diving onto Zerg right now? Kills Zerg. No, he jumps away. Zerg gonna be taken down, but Nixwater escapes the tower damage. SF5 does take down Archie though. QTV is being chased down by Egg. No mana to continue on to Egg. Sona is coming back as well.
And this is just crazy. The kills are happening all over the map right now. As a QTV, I thought he was going to teleport on an enemy ward, but that was not an enemy ward.
Sure was. And it was a great play by Nixwater there. Stopped the Shen ultimate. Didn't allow Shen to come down to that bottom lane. Went for the tower dive and picked up a kill on him as well.
He's doing really well there. He's picked up that Haunting guy. He's got 100 CS up against 82. And plus he's denying a lot of CS here and experience for Shen because of that turret. Picking up those kills.
Both teams fairly even right now. SF5 does have a slight gold lead of 1.3k right now. It's going to be interesting to see which Vietnamese team here is going to take this game. We are only 15 minutes into the game though.
And Safety camping that brush.
Safety now knows he can almost instantly burst down Sona, which looks like he might try to do. Looks like he's going to go on to Sona here. Gets poked away by Violet and Sona there.
That's quite a fair amount of damage that being dealt out by the Misfortune.
Quite a fair bit. Looks like SF Violet going to go back. Taunt onto Nixwater. Instantly stunned there though. He's getting taken down really low. Zerg putting down constant DPS. Does get bursted down quite a bit of his maximum health in human form there.
Nixwater here, I don't know why Zerg decided to trade with him because Nixwater does have that flash. And I think that once they start getting low on health and he switches into that spider form, he has enough burst to take down Zerg. So Zerg has to watch out there. He doesn't want to get too aggressive. He's already losing that lane. Might not be the best decision there for him to continue that aggression. You don't want to be aggressive when you're losing that lane.
Sure don't. Meanwhile, we're going to see bot lane farm it out once again. Those Canyon minions are important to last hit now because they give a significant amount of gold compared to normal minions. We do see QTV is poised at this bot lane. Might be coming for another guy. That pink ward put down by Safety is going to allow him to sneak into the second brush if he wants to do so. Safety might put down on yet another stun comes out on by Sonic. Crescendo goes out, but he's going to get bursted down straight away. Tooth of Fate is coming down. Bullet time does go out. Stun card onto QTV. He is very low. Ult onto Safety. Safety is ignited, gets taken down, and RG's in a terrible position right now. He comes out of the rush, he's going to get stunned. Violet's getting put down. Massive damage on the QTV as well. He's going to get taken down. No, the last bullet just barely allows him to live with a sliver there. And a 2-for-1 exchange for SF5 there.
Over at the top lane, they're going to try to go for Zerg. Oh, doesn't manage to land that Sonic Wave. Nixwater tanking a lot of turret damage. Going to use the Repel to get rid of that aggro. And it's going to be is there going to be a trade here? They're going to take the Dragon over at the bottom. Well, they're going to try to finish Zerg off at the top. Zerg is getting really low here. He's going to get picked up by the poison from Nixwater, the Venomous Bite.
Good job there. Looked like QTV did try to come down to stop them from doing Dragon. He is still shifting over the wall, trying to pick up any of the low health champions that were retreating after that Dragon fight. First Dragon of the game does go to SF5, and they still have a 1k gold lead, but it's still anyone's game. Very close for both teams. Of those two turrets at top lane taken down this early in the game.
The problem though is that they did lose 2 turrets. I mean, picking up the Dragon was good, but they've lost quite a fair bit of map control, I feel, by losing those turrets.
Sure have. Quite a quiet game right now after those massive engages at bottom and top. SAJ, Archie, and Safety going to try and take down this turret and zone Violet away a bit, using that quick draw to try and get extra attack speed and move away. He does get the tower down, buckshots to clear these minion waves as well. Violet does not have his support nearby to back him up in case of any fights though. See, Evelyn looks like she might be roaming down to bottom lane. Does get spotted though. Nice engages by QCV there, getting. Oh, the stun comes out, flashed away.
That was a very, very important flash. If you didn't manage to land that, get away from that cocoon, you would have been killed right there.
So now that both the top outer turret and bottom outer turret are taken down, and also the second turret for top is taken down, most of Saigon Jokers are going to converge on mid, but Safety is caught in a bad position, has to flash over the wall, does get the stun to Egg though, and Junie does take him down.
They should be able to put out more damage on this mid turret. Oh, you do see Twisted Fate getting jumped on here. They're going to jump. Whoa, that was a beautiful use of the resonating strike there to knock out Violet, and Violet will get taken out. That was a very, very interesting use.
And Archie just flashes back in, but Zerg gets the taunt in as well. He does get taken out. Lots of action down in this middle lane. Zerg is still chasing on the QTV and Saigon Jokers safety here. Zerg gets the cocoon though. QTV does Rift walk away. He's gonna get taken down. No, lives with a sliver of health. Zerg does get picked up by Nixwater though.
That was nuts. That was
a
beautiful by
crazy
Junie. The resonating strike followed up with the Dragon's Rage to knock Misfortune back into that fight. I was like, what on earth is he doing? Why is he going back in there? And then after he did that Dragon's Rage, I was like, whoa. And Nixwater, look at that damage from him. Half health on Egg there. Egg has to watch out here. Nixwater could just go in on him, and he does decide to go there, but in comes Twisted Fate. Is he going to get baited out here? Oh, he is going to go down there. And nice bait there by Egg.
Sure was. So now Saigon Jokers and SF5 are even on gold, 11 to 12 kills, but Saigon Jokers do have 3 towers. Saigon Jokers, Junie tries to go in there, gets stunned, taking down half his health pretty fast by Violet and Twisted Fate there. Even game, it is still anyone's game, but Saigon Jokers do have the map advantage right now.
Yeah, they've taken out 3 towers compared to none over on the side of SF5. There's all the tier 1 turrets standing tall and strong here for SAJ.
And it looks like Bloodthirster is going to be built onto Archie right now. They have allowed Bloodthirster, not Bloodthirster, sorry, Phantom Dancer has to be built on Archie right now. He's going to jump onto Violet along with QTV though. He gets taken out really low. Smoke screens, not enough to kill him off though. QTV flashes onto him, kills him with a few auto attacks. And Egg does get taken down by Archie as well. Looks like Twisted Fate's coming in as well. Archie's very low. He might not want to stick around too long. Shield comes in. Resonating Strike does not get onto any champions though.
And Archie's going to just be able to heal up all of that damage very nicely with that Bloodthirster. Of course, Safety as well has that heal on Tarek. So they are going to be able to take down this middle turret with little resistance at all. QTV is continuing that aggressive play. Over at the top lane, we see Zerg here getting aggressive with Nixwater again. But he does not have the ability to do that. The repel gets used here. Nixwater just jumping right onto him. Will he land that cocoon? It's going to be very important for Zerg to avoid this one. He gets hit by the spider. The cocoon comes in here. The venomous bite, and Nixwater will finish him off there.
Excellent
Beautiful
chase and
pickup.
play by Nixwater. That was fantastic. Not missing a single one of his spells. Landing the cocoon perfectly in the direction that Shen was going to juke there. Great pickup. You see once again Black Cleaver being built on Misfortune, second time today that we've seen the Black Cleaver is going to be able to apply the debuff, the armor reduction.
Oh, QTV is so daring here, just barely gets away from that Sona ult. That must have been scary. Nixwater continuing that push in his Spider form. You get that bonus ability power damage off of your ult there, dealing 54 bonus damage. It's really nice.
It's going to be good.
Paired up with the Skittering Frenzy, you can actually deal quite a lot of auto attack damage on Elise for an AP champion.
That's what makes Elise so versatile. If you go to top lane,
oh, Archie is in trouble there. He gets burst down very quickly.
You see both ultimates, both global ultimates being used by SF5 there to try and counter that. They want to get back into this game. They're now almost 2k gold down when they had a 1k gold advantage earlier. Nixwater can try and come in from behind here. Egg is quite low, sends out the spider, does quite a bit of damage to Sona. Junie is taken out really low though. Zerg tries to taunt in, is getting hit by the tower though. He gets chased up by QTV. Exhaust put down on Nixwater, repels up though. Jumps back on the Zerg, avoids the bullet time. Safety has to run away from that though. Zerg is taken down by the Ignite though. Sona is taken down. QTV does get eventually taken down though. Safety is very low though. Violet does get stunned to prevent any damage. Stun card comes out. Nixwater super low. Violet's gonna get the last hit on him though.
That was a 2-for-2 trade there. Almost managed to get the kill on Egg, but Egg escaped with just that little bit of life. And it is not that great of a trade there for SF5. I mean, they might be able to pick up the turret here, but Archie, yep, he doesn't reach in time to save that turret. But it wasn't that great of a trade there for them.
Sure wasn't. Meanwhile, these Saigon Jokers and SF5 are now once again even on gold. Only 500 gold advantage to Saigon Jokers. 14-17 with 3 kills to the Saigon Jokers. So that will show that SF5 do have a little bit more advantage in terms of farm, especially due to the passive that Twisted Fate is giving them. Gonna allow them to hustle up a little bit more gold. Based on how many creeps
Archie has to watch out here. He's trying to take that alone. QTV though spots Egg out. Egg is in trouble. He's been silenced there. He's gonna get blasted away.
He picks that one up. It's gonna allow Saigon Jokers to get a little bit more advantage onto SF5, pick up this dragon.
And right now they're going to go down for that bottom lane. The wave is pushing up. They have the advantage in terms of numbers here, especially because they've taken out an Egg. that they can attempt to force down this bottom turret. And look at how Junie and QTV camp this. Oh, they're going in for Young Seo. Nixwater is gonna be able to get in there, and oh, that burst damage. This is behind the turret, mind you. Look at how aggressive they're being here. Bullet time being used by Violet. Doesn't really deal enough damage there to threaten them.
Good play.
And at the bot lane, you can see Archie and Safety have continuously pushed that lane. Managed to take down one turret. Here comes Twisted Fate. He's gonna get hit by the cocoon. Will he get the brunt of the damage there? Huge burst from Archie. And they're gonna be able to take down Violet as well as Egg there so quickly. Twisted Fate, no escape for him at all this time. He's gonna go down, and Zerg is gonna be forced to fight this 1v4. The Sona ult, what a clutch ult. Gonna take out Archie, but they're still gonna lose this bottom turret. And without the ult, Sona is not gonna be able to contribute anything else in this fight. And the inhibitor will go down.
So Saigon Joker is finally making, look at that home guard. Gets the taunt on the safety, but that might be a bad decision there. Turn around, try and burst him a bit as well. Saigon Jokers finally pull ahead by a decent gold lead. They now have a 5k gold advantage onto SF5. So it looks like they might be able to continue with this gold lead and hopefully work it into their favor, unlike previously where they've been going neck and neck.
So the top lane there has a huge wave. They're gonna lose a little bit of minion score from that, but their turret is healthy enough to withstand that attack. Right now, it is 1 turret to 7, with a huge turret advantage for the Saigon Jokers.
Well, we see Egg looks like he's going to donate blue buff to Twisted Fate here. Egg is building ability power on Jungle Eve here. Has that Leandries, still has some Hunter's Machete, has not upgraded that at all, which is quite surprising there. And interesting to know, I've seen a lot of junglers lately not upgrading their Madrids or their Hunter's Machete. They will buy either the Hunter's Machete and leave it as it is, or buy the Madrid's Razor, but not upgrade it to a Wriggles.
Right, you don't have to really upgrade the Machete anymore. I mean, as an item, you don't have to upgrade it. Not anymore, it just got released, but you can just pick it up. It gives you that extra damage at the start, which you need, and you practically need it in the current jungle. So them picking it up is mandatory, but upgrading it is not. What needs to be done right now for SF5 is that they really need to group up and get that good battle, because right as of this point, they've been all getting caught. If you notice, almost every fight is at a disadvantage for them. They've been getting caught by that combo of QTV and Junie, who have been just hitting in there and sniping people. And they need to stop that from happening.
Yeah, Nixwater's been doing devastating amounts of burst damage. He's gonna get ganked here by Twisted Fate and Zerg though. He might even try and take them on
nice
2v1.
use of the repel there to avoid the gold card, and he's gonna go straight for Twisted Fate here. Does he have enough damage to finish him off? In comes the ult from Shen though. That's gonna keep Twisted Fate alive for that little bit longer, but Zerg now is so low on health. And once again, that's a 2v1 victory there for Nixwater. And he's gonna survive through that burst, surviving that damage from Egg. Gonna repel as well, get away from that bullet time from Violet. Violet getting taken out here. He's gonna get jumped on, manages to pick up the kill on QTV there thanks to the Sona ult. But it's gonna be an ace. And I think SAJ might have this one in the bag. They're gonna pick up the second inhibitor turret of the game here. The second inhibitor as well will go down. The middle wave is pushed up. They could very, very easily swing over there and take up that third inhibitor turret. There is enough time for them to do that. Next, Archie there is going to decide, however, to go straight for the Nexus turret. He's a no-nonsense guy. He's just going to finish this off right here. Egg, look at that burst damage. Going right into that stun card, though. And the home guard boots come out here. Will Zerg be able to stop this final assault? Nixwater is so beast.
Great micro coming out from Archie that managed to micro away from Shen there. That was a pretty poor decision by the rest of the Saigon Jokers. Archie wanted to finish the Nexus. He showed he had the damage to do it, but the rest decided to go for that middle inhibitor turret. They didn't even manage to take it down.
Yeah, they could have ended the game there. So a bit of a sloppy game here for the Saigon Jokers. And Twisted Fate there.
Getting chased by the man of the void though.
Yeah, is QTB going to be able to finish him off?
Oh, he's running around trying to evade. He's going to go into the brush. Oh, no! Silences him to finish him off though. And they do manage to get down that turret, so no more turrets left for SF5, and only one taken down off of Saigon Jokers.
It's an amazing lead that they have right now. 11 turrets to 1. SF5 is going to be hard-pressed to come back in this game, but they do have the team fight capability. It's not like their team composition is sorely lacking and unable to deal with SAJ. It's just that they've been getting picked off one by one almost in every single engagement here. And SAJ here, with the kind of map control that they have, but look at that vision that they've got. They have practically got sight of every single champion on SF5 right now. SAJ is going to take this Baron for free, because just look at all of that vision that they have. They're going to be warned way ahead of time if SF5 decides to intercept this Baron. No vision at all. They don't know what's going on. SF5 here, this is gonna be so scary for them. Baron has gotten picked up. And here comes the bullet time from Violet. Violet is gonna get caught there by the Sonic Wave resonating strike. In comes the ult from Shen. Shen is gonna be the front line right now. Safety is the target of everyone. Violet gets kicked out by the Dragon's Rage. And this is not such a great battle for SAJ. They've got the Baron buff, but they're not really winning this. And now, when QTV comes in though, he's gonna turn the tides. Violet is gonna get in trouble there. And that will be the ace, a quadra kill for QTV. And it looks like this is gonna be it. It is gonna be over. SAJ picking up the win against the Saigon Fantastic 5, proving who is the elite and the better Vietnamese team. And I'm sorry, Fish, I know you ran out of batteries.
Fortunately, the batteries hate me at the stadium.
All right.
It never seemed to work for me.
that was an exciting match there. The Saigon Jokers up against the Saigon Fantastic 5. A close game, but in the end, it's the Saigon Jokers that come out ahead.
It sure was. It was a close game all the way. Finally, Saigon Jokers managed to make a play that put them just a bit ahead of SF5, and they took it from there and continued with that lead.
So we have a GPL question of the night. Before we give that out, thanks to everyone here at the stadium for coming down. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves. We have a question of the night for the GPL. You guys can stand a chance to win 300 Garena shells. All you have to do is head over to our Facebook page, the LOL Garena Facebook page, and answer a very simple question. And today's question is, which is your favorite team in the GPL 2013 spring season? So we've got 2 new teams, and a lot of the teams have changed their lineup. So tell us again, which is your favorite team? And you guys could stand a chance to win 300 Garena shells. Apart from that, we really hope that you've enjoyed tonight's matches. We'll be back again tomorrow for 2 more exciting matches. And I think that's going to be it for the night.
Yep, that's it for tonight. See you guys.
It's me, Jahudi, signing off. And
Fish here signing off as well. Good night.
bye-bye.
You guys ready for some League of Legends action?
Jackie!
So much damage. Nubu Froster in the finals.